want a slice. Got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Look, I'm married to this game, that's who I made my wife. Said I die alone, I told that bitch she probably right. One thing that's for sure, not a stranger to this life. Got a safe that's full of Franklins and a shoulder full of stripes. I don't know a nigga like myself. I say self-made, meaning I design myself. County jail fade, you can pull my file yourself. Spy raid, swallow rocks, I'm getting high myself. Nah, damn right I like the life I built. I'm from West Side 60, shit I might got killed. Standing so tall, they think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Will. 96 Impala, thug life on wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like a motherfucking boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street nigga touching them first meals. All my
What's good? What's good? What's good? Hold on, let me do this shit over. Let me do.
Because I look good. That is? You look smell good. I feel good.
What it is, man. As promised, man. You know what I mean? I told y'all that, you know what I mean, I'll be going live again. You know what I mean? To get these hot takes on our brother, Young Noble. You know what I'm saying? Passing and you know, I invited some guests, you know, that will be pulling up shortly, man. You know what I'm saying? They have a dialogue on this as well. You know, so my brother Calico will be pulling up. And also our brother and Mac Mean will be pulling up as well, man. So, you know, salute to the guys, you know what I'm saying? You know, for their support. You know what I mean? That's we got okay, I see you. Let me see. That is Nisha in the building. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing? I'm looking to look up. Check out StreamYard. Okay. Yeah. So I put that promotion out there. Yeah, so, you know, it's too many questions to be asked, you know what I'm saying, about, you know what I mean? It's too many, let me rephrase that. It's too many unanswered questions, you know, concerning this situation, man. And I'm not one that's in a habit of, I'm not a clout chaser for one, you know what I mean? You know, let's just get that understood. You know, I don't find no value in capitalizing off someone else's death, you know what I mean, or misfortune, man. You know what I mean? I think, you know, that is the worst type of people, man, to get down like that. You know what I mean? And you know, there's people who are left behind that are suffering that will forever be suffering for this loss. You know what I mean? You know, this is the person who was himself suffering from the loss of Pop, Yacht. Well, two of his homeboys that died prior to that, but then Pop, then Yacht, then Fatal, who they say he replaced in Big Sight. It's a loss for everybody. It's a loss to hip hop, man. I'm gonna tell you why it affects me so much, why I'm so affected and offended by it. I'm not. I mean, you know, we go when God calls us, man. You know, we control how we live, not how long we live. You know what I mean? It bothers me because a day before this man passed, I had just posted a verse that he had did on Lessons from the Legend. I had reposted that on my IG, and I think that was the hardest tribute verse that was ever recorded. You know what I'm saying? Then to turn around and rule it, for him to get the news that he passed the next day, just fucked my head up, man. It just seemed unreal. It is. If I had some technical glitching or whatnot, man, y'all just bear with me, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna ride it out regardless, man. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do now. This is what I'm on. You know what I mean? This is a new journey that I've embarked on, man. Moving forward, but one thing I will never be is a liar, you know what I mean? Or somebody or a thirsty motherfucker that's out here just throwing out anything to the world just to make shit stick, you know what I'm saying? No. You know what I mean? You won't catch me. You won't catch me spinning nothing, you know what I mean? Just for the sake of reactions and shit like that, man. You know what I mean? That don't do nothing for me. You know what I mean? So but I want to hear other people's opinion though. You know what I mean? We really need to talk about this. We really need to question it. We did that. How many times have we done we just jumped on this shit, then just to turn around and find out that the shit that they put out there wasn't true. You know what I mean? We have to be better than that. You know what I mean? We have to be better than that. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to see if I can make you one of my administrators, goddess. I'm gonna figure that out. How I can make you one of my administrators. Establish my little blue wrench thing popping off. But that's what I'm right now. I'm waiting on the folks to pull up, you know what I mean? Then we go get to it. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say too much. Oh, well, while we waiting, let me just rehash the other shit I was talking about. You know what I mean? I was giving high reactions to the news that was put out there from the other post on Big Daddy Kane did an interview, and I saw a few other posts out there talking about Jay-Z surpassing Pac on his fame and fortune or whatever. Whatever they saying, basically trying to put him on the same level with Pac, man. Basically a living motherfucker trying to compete with somebody that's dead that did that. Jay-Z is well into his 50s right now, still competing with an individual who died at the age of 25. I can't take away, nobody can minimize what Jay-Z has accomplished in his life. It's astronomical. It's huge. You know what I'm saying? It's something to very well be proud about. You know what I'm saying? For him, I'm proud of him and what he has been able to accomplish. You know what I mean? But I leave it there. I'm not going to say I did something amazing by the age of 25. He accomplished what people would dream that they spend a whole lifetime trying to accomplish, just a fraction of it. movies, albums, poetry, just you know what I mean, just talk about this thug shit all you want, man. You know what I'm saying? But dude was something different, man. As much as they try to portray and clout chase on a thug version of pop, they still promoted it. It didn't stop major universities for establishing classes on this man. It didn't stop that. Top that. Top it. You know what I mean? As the man said, you know, he's going to live on forever. He knew that. That's what I love about Pac, is that he knew his power. Know your power. He knew his power. He knew what he was going to do. How did that man have that vision is amazing, man. That's one thing I always try to figure out. How did Pac have so much insight about how far he was going to reach people? How did he just have that? So that when people say Pac knew he was about to die and all that, you know what I'm saying? It make you, you know, I don't know, man. And I'm a Sagittarius too, man. You know, I'm a deep thinker, man. So I be thinking deep in the shit. You know what I mean? That's just me. You know what I mean? But it makes me wonder about, you know what I mean? Most people that's 25 years old don't have that much insight into their future. You know what I'm saying? Or see that far into what they do, or really understand their powers like that. You know what I mean? This is a man that was very well aware of, you know what I mean, his mission. He wasn't sleeping. Hold on, I got to calm down for a hot second. All right, I'm back. I'm back with y'all, man. So it's amazing, man. I'm glad that Big Daddy Kane was pretty adamant, you know what I'm saying, on a lot of things that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait for Mac Mean. If Mac Mean pull up, I'm gonna wait to hear his take on that. Because especially him being from New York, you know, and him being in touch the way he is, you know what I'm saying, he's going to have a lot of valid points to this that I just won't, you know what I'm saying, and I don't have no bones to pick about the fact that, you know what I mean, I'm a little bit short on understanding certain things, but this is why we had these discussions, you know what I'm saying. I would never be a motherfucker to sit here and act like I know everything, man. That's not, you know, just don't. I mean, that's the first sign of foolishness, man. But I told y'all, for those of y'all who I speak to often, that I was going to start opening up panels, man, to have community discussions, man, on different things. You know, unfortunately, it has to be about somebody, an artist who I really had a great world of respect for, man. You know what I mean? You know, Young Noble, man. You know, he was certainly one of my favorite outlaws that remained. You know what I'm saying? He was certainly one of my favorites. Certainly one of the hardest. Who was my favorites after Pop? My favorites at the Pop was Yacht. I think Yacht was hard, man. But you know what I mean. And I just wish Yacht would have been able to blossom, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Yacht, man. No, Yacht was just getting better and better, man. Fatal. I don't know who to pick. I don't know who to necessarily say who was better out of between Yak and Fatal, man. Yak and Fatal, both of them, in their own way, both of them, they was hard as fuck, man. You know what I mean? What y'all think about this though? Because this is something that I thought about. You know, because this is a copycat world. You know what I mean? In hip hop, we got Network Calico in the building.
Oh, absolutely, man. What's happening with my brethren, man?
Man, you know, another one like the other one, man. You know, chopping it, man, about the topic at hand, man. It's deep.
Man, you ain't lying. I'm over here trying to slip the jab on this heat, boy. This heat outside, nigga.
Yeah,
I was 105 outside.
I was about to make this point when you pulled up, right? So you know the hip hop industry is like it's a copycat environment. You know what I mean? People like to emulate great phenomenal things that happen, right? So I was thinking like Pac had a couple of different groups. He had the Outlaws and he had Thug Life, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like who came in second to bring the second best group following them, and the person who I just am not able to look past is Bo. Bo gave us the Mob Figures, man.
Yeah.
That's like the. I mean, what better group from an artist from that era? Who did better than that? You know, Jay-Z and that. I mean, Young Guns and all kind of different groups. Who fucking with the Mob Figures, man? Who's closer to the Outlaws or Thug Life outside of the Mob Figures? I wonder. You know what I'm saying? And I just I can't put nobody past Bo. You know what I'm saying? And you know, rest in peace to the Jack King Freak. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, Mike, that's a hell of a good fucking question. I'm hard pressed to think of one at the present moment. Shit.
Yeah. I thought about that. It popped on my mind since we on the topic at hand, man. Yeah, we can come back to that one. What you think about what's your take on this thing with Young Noble, bro?
I mean, you struck a damn good, interesting point, man. That this brother, his untimely demise happened to be right in and right out of the news cycle within damn near a period of 24 hours, right? Like they didn't hardly get at no coverage, right? The point that you made that I found real interesting is that this happened to take place in the same place that Tupac, you feel me, hit those two off-duty officers. And let's remind people in case they don't know why he shot those two officers. For dogging a brother out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to remember at a time, Atlanta was, I mean, it's Chocolate City now, but nigga, that was the Confederate stronghold back in the days. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
You still got a lot of underlying tension down there that goes back generations of how certain people were told to look at us and treat us. And a lot of those people went on to be officers.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I think that bears, if that doesn't bear anything else, it bears us at least paying attention to that much.
We still got the Keefe D trial going on. It's a lot of things. It's things that's in the media air right now
Right.
that pertains to Pac. You know what I'm saying? And here it is, an artist that was smack dead in the center of the East Coast, West Coast, alleged East Coast, West Coast shit, right there with Pac. You know what I'm saying? You know, a very not a quiet member, a major member of the Outlaws, man.
Right.
Giving a lot of hot takes for a lot of different shit that's going on right now, and his death just it's too vague for one, and it's too ambiguous. You know what I mean? So
it kind of takes me back. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
So I'm just go. We got Mac Mean in the building too, man. Salute to Mac Mean on stage, man.
Yeah, man. It's happening with the Mac alumni in the building, man.
Man,
what's up, my boys?
Man, gratitude is attitude, bro. Appreciate the pull up, man. Definitely. I had a
man. Net told me tap in. Well, it looked like you got to speak, but so you must have ended the other live and then started StreamYard?
Yeah, that's what he did.
Exactly.
I didn't know.
Exactly.
I didn't know how to tell him to send the live out if he's gonna go straight through YouTube. I said, man, we're gonna have to go to Mac for the recipe, so I tagged him in.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is way better though, man. I would have it no other way, man. Mac, I have a specific question for you, especially based on being that you from New York. But I'm gonna come back to that, right? I just want to give a recap to the people on what we on right now, right? So, according to reports, they say that around 9 something in the morning, you know, they young Noble at the bottom of a swimming pool.
Hold up for 1 second. I gotta get on this on my computer. So I'm gonna walk upstairs and I'm gonna hit the link again from my computer because I can hear every other word y'all saying.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna get back on and maybe 10 minutes or less.
Okay, we here. Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yep. So, according to them reports, they said they found him at the bottom of a pool. I talked to my sister Shaniqua, and Shaniqua mentioned that it was a pond, but all the reports that I mentioned that I saw was a pool, right?
Wow.
So this is significant. This is no small factor right there, because depending on which one of these goes to the credibility of the overall conclusion that's reached here. You know what I'm saying? Right. Each one of them, depending on which one you believe, has their own set of questions that needs to be answered. So if it's a pool, how deep was this pool that they found him in? Was it 3 feet, 2 feet, 12 feet? Was he found in the center of the pool, the side of the pool? How did he sink so fast? When a person died, I mean, we know of people floating on the surface of the ocean or whatever for days. Right. You know what I'm saying? How did he just sink to the bottom of it within a matter of hours? They said that they found a shell casing less than a foot away from him, along with the gun. They describe it as a Beretta or something like that he allegedly shot himself with. You know what I'm saying? So those are significant details. Other factors that later came out. His wife said that he left her around 2 in the morning, 2 a.m. To clear his head. He's normally, she said, he's normally there to watch their child who has autism while she's at work. And since he was gone for so long, she took their child to a relative's house. And I suppose, if I remember correctly, that she went I guess, looking for him. Now, she said she later found this vehicle, but what we do know, she's not the one who found him, or at least reported finding him dead. You know what I mean? So that's
Right.
significant right there. You know what I'm saying? Where was his vehicle? How far was it away from where he passed? You know what I'm saying? So when we dive into it, for one, how does a person that's about to off themselves, man, you know what I'm saying? Now, I can never even begin to try to get into the logic of a person who kills themselves, because I'm a person who understands the darkness of depression, you know what I'm saying? Because I suffer from it myself, though, but suicide has never crossed my thoughts, you know what I'm saying? But logically, I'm sitting here thinking, if it's in a pool, how did he get there? What did he do? Did he swim? This is why I say it's too ambiguous. So what did he do? He swam with a gun in his hand and shot himself and just sunk like if he go off himself, I don't know, man. It just seemed too fishy, man. It seemed way too fucking fishy, man.
Yeah. Not only that, brother Mike, you got to also look at the fact that about how much evidence, or I should say lack thereof, how much evidence will be removed, lost, or tainted when it's water
Facts.
involved.
That part.
You get what I'm saying?
That part.
Yeah,
And when you look at
a whole lot of shit, man.
When you look at the incident, you got to look at the person too, the person's character as much, because, man, this is not a person who, I don't think suicide, man. Now, I watch the same interviews everybody else watch, man, and trust me, like I say, I understand the darkness of depression. It's a darkness. I understand that darkness. You know what I'm saying? You looking at a man that lost his aunt, mom, and I lost my mom and my grandmama 30 days apart from that COVID shit, man. That's the worst thing that ever hit me, man. Then all the other shit that, you know what I mean? I'm talking about, man, that's a whole nother thing. This ain't about me. I say all that to say, I understand the darkness, man. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, killing myself is just, no, that's out. You know what I mean? That man, even if he was done with this earth, I don't, with all the knowledge that young Noble has given us prior to his passing, you know what I'm saying? I don't construe young Noble to be a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Right. To talk to us about strength and all of that, then turn around and leave his wife and their autistic child to fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying? In a very atrocious fashion like that. You know what I mean? That describes a coward. I just refuse to accept young Noble was that coward. You know what I'm saying? We got to call a spade a spade. Certain actions mean certain things. A coward does that. I don't see young Noble as no coward, man. I can't accept that. This is why I'm demanding answers, because I need these questions answered, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to put in that no. I don't know what him and his wife was going through, if that, because people are saying, well, how did she find his car? And you know what I'm saying? Look, I'm not in the business of adding paint where it ain't. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing of no bad blood between him and his wife, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even, you a fool and a cloud chaser if you go down that direction and try to put something on that woman who's grieving. She already has to deal with an autistic child. Now she has to deal with it alone on top of the pain of losing her husband. I'm not that destructive right there. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying,
the injury, man.
right, that part. See, that's what put a curse on you. That's when the angel of death, you know what I'm saying? The angel of death come collect his souls, and he going about his business, and he hear a motherfucker running their mouth, and he be like, maybe I need to come snatch that soul too. You know what I'm saying? You know, for putting that kind of energy in the world, man. I'm not doing that, man. You know what I mean? May Allah shower His mercy and His help upon her and their family. But I'm just saying, why is this shit so quiet?
For real.
Why did they? It's no crime scene tape of all the rappers that we know that got killed and all this, and you know King Von and all the shit that happened in Atlanta. Young Noble suicide, I would suppose, is a bigger headline worthy than all of that, almost based on his association and his history alone, respectively. You know what I'm saying? Why are they just trying to pass this shit off? You know what I'm saying? You know, so people ask the question then, well, what are you saying? The police did it? I don't put it past them. I mean, we do know the police was after was watching Pop. We know they didn't like him. I'm not. I mean, we can imagine they didn't like the Outlaws. Yeah, we don't know what happened. That's the racist South, man. You think the Klan ain't still in Georgia? You a fool. If you
I
think
say
that.
this, man. Not to cut your wisdom, brother. You know the
Handle
first
your
thing I
business.
thought of
What's
when this
that?
shit happened with Noble and the way that it happened, it made me think about that Strictly for My Niggas album when the nigga Pac said, "Cops pull me over, check my face, cause I'm." What he say? Cops pull me over, check my face, but I'm legal. They can't get me. Figure fuck with a nigga's people. You
Man.
get what I'm saying? And that rings bells and alarms. You know what I'm saying, for questions like this because of how. Well, like you got to think, this wasn't a nigga that was a roadie. This wasn't a motherfucker that was carrying Pac's bags. This was a motherfucker one of the brothers.
On one of the
He was
hottest,
directly.
on one of the most iconic songs, Hail Mary, that's probably ever created, man.
Come on, man. Come
You know what
on,
I mean? I
man.
wish I had a motherfucking laptop, man, so I can do this dialogue a little bit more justice, man. But I'm getting there though. You know what I'm saying?
No, you
Um,
good.
I'm gonna tell y'all why this affect me. Why again? I'm gonna rehash why I'm affected by it personally, right? Because a day prior to this brother passing, on my gram, I had just I reposted
Ooh.
a verse that bruh had that I thought was the hardest verses, a tribute verses ever recorded in Lessons from the Legend. You know what I'm saying? Turn
That shit
around,
gave
the
me
brother
chills,
did
Mike.
it fucked me up. It
Man.
fucked me up, man. For the next day he's gone. So now I wonder,
Right after you post that shit.
yeah,
Man.
you know what I mean? Now we gotta find somebody to do that because he has to be added to that list now.
Man. Damn, man.
You know, I'm just saying, like,
It ain't
it's
too many left, nigga. It's only what Napoleon and Edie
man. Look,
and
much love,
Storm.
much love and respect to Napoleon, Edie Amin, and Storm, who everybody seems to belittle and don't like to talk about that much for some reason, even though she was a serious member of the Outlaws. They tend to minimize her. You know what I'm saying? But Young Noble was the hardest member of the Outlaws that was left. He was the hardest out of all of them that remained, in my opinion.
Yeah,
In
and
my
and
opinion.
continue to carry the torch.
Yeah, yeah. He brought the most energy in his verses, man. You felt Young Noble, man, when he rapped. He had just that. He had that fire that like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I get a chance, go
brother.
listen to Lessons from the Legend from Young Noble, man. I'm talking about it's a full song, it's two verses to it, man. But like that second verse on that song didn't do. I mean, like they could have just left that off and just let Young Noble just carry that by itself because the second verse, man, really didn't make sense as to the theme of the song. Like you couldn't follow that. Young Noble hit that verse so hard. It was so raw that I would have hate to had to come after him. follow that up.
Right.
Listen, go listen to the song and tell me I'm lying, and tell me if the
Nah, I
second verse.
dig it.
No, I mean,
You're like,
I'm
man,
just
let
saying.
me get mine off first.
Yeah, I would have rather. Yeah, let me go first, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And it hurt, bro. It hurt. That shit
Yeah.
hurt, man. I want to throw this in there real quick because this is something I'm observing, man. You got cats that's out there bombarding Ferrari, Fable's daughter, man, with all kind of shit, man. Look, that young lady, man, wasn't even old enough, man, to grasp what was happening around the time her daddy was in the thick of what he was on. Even though she was around it, but she wasn't out there. She's just a child, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, don't. I mean, if you want to pay homage to Fatal, pay homage to Fatal, man. You know what I'm saying? But don't be clout chasing with that young lady, man, and trying to pick and all kind. Man, look, man, and she's still grieving too now. And now she's mourning because, according to her, young Noble was the only one of the outlaws that reached out to her after Fatal died.
Right.
Long live Fatal. You know what I'm
And you
saying?
gotta
So
realize
now,
also she look at him like an uncle. She don't look at him like one of Pac's partners.
yeah,
That was an uncle to her.
Exactly.
So the
You know what I'm
same way
saying? So don't.
that
I mean,
motherfuckers respect it, the same way that people respect it when they put out a press report and they say, we'd like for this time for people to please respect the privacy and let the family grieve. Why y'all can't do that for these folks?
the trip is that that type of shit tends to be more of a headline than Noble's passing itself.
Come on,
Why is
man.
his passing? Why is the facts of his passing such a footnote, but the discussions around it is so vast? This makes no fucking sense.
Talk about it, man.
You know what I mean? We gotta talk about this, people. Come on, hip hop. We have to be man. Look, man. Look, this is our history, man. I am a 1980s baby. I was born in the year 1980, man. I'm really from that motherfucking. I'm really from that era, man. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mhm.
listen. I'm a hip hop child, man. We're
No
losing
lie.
our culture, man. We losing our culture, man. We're losing them. We losing the greats, man. You know what I mean? And we know how professional this government is with this president and his cronies, just historically. Not to put everything on Trump. Historic. I'm talking about on the history. We know how prolific they are at knocking down the power structure that exists within ours. One of the biggest threats to the United States government, man, is a black man with a voice, man.
Come on now.
That's why.
Too
That's
many
why they
people
were. That's
listening
why
to him.
Pop was a threat. Yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
and they keep tabs on you. When they see you depressed, man, they poison your shit. You know what I'm saying? They you know what I mean? They spread misinformation to your family. They do everything. Come on, man. The
Man,
police
just
they have they have a process that they have to follow, man. Regardless of who it is and what it is, they have a process they have to follow, man. And I didn't see that process here, man. I didn't see no yellow tape. It shit just happened way too fucking fast, man. No,
mhm.
no, way too fast.
And for all these armchair ass psychiatrists and motherfuckers that want to try to delve into the mindset and the lifestyle of what goes on out here in the streets with these niggas in the streets, and you want to talk about, well, we're just trying to figure out what is it about gang culture. If you want to know about gang culture, start with the police department. Start with the
Okay.
biggest gang of niggas in the city. Because the history of that gang go back further than any other gang in America. You know what I'm saying? And
And
what people
then
have
I
to
will ask.
understand. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. No, go
No,
ahead. No, talk
I was just gonna close by saying that just because COINTELPRO was exposed don't mean it went anywhere. Just because the hip hop cops were exposed, which is nothing but an arm of COINTELPRO, don't mean that it went anywhere. What do you think? Because this shit got exposed, that they wasn't gonna do nothing but just lay low for a minute. They wasn't gonna stop what they got going on. They still knocking us off. They still fucking us over. They're still financially gaining. Going back to what Mike just said about quote unquote the East Coast, West Coast beef. That shit was perpetuated by a motherfucker that don't look like none of us. That don't look like none of us. The motherfucker that benefited from that don't look like none of us. And while we got the motherfucking guns aimed at each other, they laughing all the way to the bank at all of them.
Real holla.
That's a fact. And
Real
Pac
holla.
was bringing awareness to that shit, and that's why they smothered him and any other motherfucker around him. I believe all that shit was a setup. They trying to nail Keefe Diaz to the wall because he talking too goddamn much. They didn't never come after that man until that nigga started doing interviews.
Well, honestly, that is one wreck that I'm glad that they fed the motherfucker wet because he was their informant, the so-called gangster millionaire Crip shot caller. And I don't say that in disrespectful slight towards the Crip. I got some kindness, man, that I say that in anything in honor of those brothers, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This dude was an informant, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He was, and I've said this numerous times, especially on your platform and previously conversations, man. And to follow up your point, Calico, you know what I mean? There is a hip hop COINTELPRO in existence, man, and I've already explained at length who are their principal operatives, public operatives, man.
It ain't hard
you know what I mean? That hip hop COINTELPRO shit is real, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything that any program that our people design that has a power element to it, man, that reaches the masses, man, that is not being controlled by the powers that be, is going to be a threat to the system, man. Period.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact. Trust me,
Yeah,
all motherfuckers can.
That's why all the critics, man, that really meant something to us, man, we're here. You know what I mean?
That's a fact. That is an action-packed fact.
They've been prolific for years for making it seem like, you know what I mean, or some kind of free act of nature, man. Just for my part, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just one man, and man, I don't think I have any significant voice, man, any voice that I'm going to use.
Check your reception,
period.
Bro. Check your reception. You going in and out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you a little better.
Can you hear me better?
Yep.
Yeah, I had to stick this thing down, man. I'm over here rolling up, man. Our culture, man, it's a threat to these people, man. You know what I mean? So anybody who they can't control, they go find something to belittle them. And while people jumping on this bandwagon talking about this man killed himself, man, y'all don't even realize what y'all calling this man when y'all say that. When you just jump to that conclusion, man, you calling the man a coward.
That's a fact.
Because you don't understand what that man left behind. Now, he was just on this earth by himself, man. He ain't had no responsibilities or nothing like that, and he was just done. He checked out. I mean, it is what it is. But when you're a father, when you're a parent, especially with an autistic child, man, that's responsibility right there, man.
Exactly.
Now, did he have? I mean, shit. You know what I mean? The rap game, man. You know. While we talking about the powers that be, you know, they fucked over. They fucking over the artists in this industry so much, man, with their streams and shit, where they're not even making money. Wait, yeah. So it's very believable. He was struggling like a lot of artists are, regardless of how raw they are. Yeah, he was struggling. He was a struggling artist. You know what I mean? Monetary wise, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the system is so fucked up, you know what I'm saying, that even the best artists can't get their just due unless they're part of that system. And Young Noble was not a part of the system like that. He wasn't a part of that elite. You know what I'm saying? You know? And by choice. But does that mean that for that reason that he might have gone off himself? No. I'm not that slow. I'm sorry about that. I'm not.
Exactly.
And if you are the type of person that's going to jump on that and just believe that, then maybe you can just be told anything. I'm not one of them.
See, what people also got to understand is that a lot of artists from the 90s, even though they may be more famous than wealthy, doesn't mean that they didn't still have earning potential and earning power. It's a lot of artists from the 90s that still go on tour, that still got shows, that still are in demand. You know what I'm saying? And make good money from it. So it wasn't like Noble was at a motherfucking soup kitchen. It wasn't like he was at motherfucking St. Vincent de Paul and no shit like that. Come on, man.
Not the St. Vincent de Paul.
Like, got to put two and two together, man. I mean, you think about the industry and who run the motherfucker. The same people that run that shit didn't like Pac. So you think that automatic blackballing ain't gonna come with whoever was tied in with it? And even with that, motherfuckers was still able to get out and get on the road and generate. You know what I'm saying? Pac set them up, not also only with that, but set them up to have longevity just based on the motherfucking residuals that they gonna get from the albums that they sold. So come on, man. I just don't hear you.
This is the same man that pointed out to us. This is the same man that pointed out to us that they were blackballed. That the Outlaws was blackballed due to their association with Pac. You know what I'm saying? And yet he still had the audacity to have a voice and still do what he do. So yeah, and who does it benefit? I'm just saying, who does it benefit by Young Noble being gone? It certainly don't benefit us, but it does benefit someone. A segment of people. Who does it benefit?
The same motherfuckers that the same motherfuckers that been benefiting off the shit. You know what I'm saying? The same motherfuckers that was the architects behind the quote unquote alleged East Coast West Coast war, East Coast West Coast beef. The same motherfuckers that started that fire. It's the same motherfuckers that tried to scream out arson.
I'm just not that slow, man. I'm just not that slow. You know what I mean? You got to get to a point where you have the psychological presence to ask questions, man.
That's a fact.
You have to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We losing. We losing our people, man. We losing our people. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. At a fast rate. At a fast rate. You feel what I'm saying? And like you said, it's not doing a disservice to nobody but us. You know what I'm saying? It ain't doing nothing, nobody a disservice but us, brother.
If you can replace 10 artists, man, you can't replace Young Noble. There will never be another Fatal. There will never be another Yak. There will never be another Big Psych.
At all.
There will never. We know there's certainly in hell would never be another Pac, even though a lot of motherfuckers trying to replace him.
Yeah,
and let's talk about that. Let's talk about all these niggas that's competing with a dead man. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful Pac was. That at the age that what he accomplished in relatively short time, because Pac wasn't the difference between Pac and I'm gonna highlight this: Jay-Z, Nas, and all these motherfuckers who names pop up in this arena. They've been around for at least 30 years plus. Pac was only in the industry for about 6-7 years, tops. And was able to accomplish movies, multi-million-dollar albums before Death Row. Pac made Death Row better. Pac made Death Row. He probably was the completion of the picture, but Pac was something before. Pac was already a famous nigga before Death Row. So let's not make it seem like they made Pac. No, they didn't.
Yeah, because Pac died, what, 95? He died in 95 and released Tupac. He died in 96? Okay, he died in 96. So that man came into the industry and within 5 years has accomplished more than motherfuckers have accomplished in 30 years. Tupacalypse Now was Tupac's first album. That was dropped in 1991.
Yep. I thought Strictly for My Niggas was. Strictly for My okay. I thought Strictly for My Niggas was his first album. Okay.
That was the second. His first album, Strictly for My Niggas, had songs like "Holla If You Hear Me" and that. But his first album, Tupacalypse Now, was what had Brenda's Got a Baby and When My Homies Call and Trap.
Right.
You know Soldier Story. Yeah, man. So yeah, it was within 5 years.
Right.
Look what motherfuckers was able to accomplish in 5 years. Outside of all of the albums that motherfuckers cranked out, the rate of the album sales, but also was able to stick in movies and all kind of other shit in between. Not just movies, doing appearances on TV shows and shit, like A Different World and Living Color and all. That man was everywhere.
Blockbuster movies though. Blockbuster fucking movies though. We ain't talking about no shout out to Master P and everybody who made these other, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about these was major projects, man. You know what I'm saying? Within a very short era of time, and it's a man that came from nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't duplicate it. It hasn't been duplicated, and I don't think it will, because it's not just the action that's happened; it's the person that's doing it, in the inspiration of what brought about that phenom. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Right.
Nature only create that type of element, man, so often in history, man. You know what I'm saying? And he had his purpose. But what I love about him is that he understood the moment that he was in. He understood what his task was. He talked about it in their life. You know what I'm saying? So, as much as I'm not big on all this conspiracy theory shit, you know what I'm saying? I think that Pac accepted the reality of his fate.
That's why it worked so hard.
Especially after he got shot that first time, I think he accepted that reality, and that's exactly like a man possessed, man.
Yeah, he got on his shit. He was like, man, when that man came home, when he got out on bail, they said that nigga didn't want to go party. He didn't want to go kick it. That nigga wanted to go take a shower, eat, and get straight to the studio. Because he was on a mission.
Straight up.
He understood. He accepted what the reality of was it, or the reality of it was, it said, look, based on who I am, based on my background, I know they coming to get me. I know. So before they do, and before my sand run out of my hourglass, I'm working.
Straight up.
That man's song, Until the End of Time, the very last words that he said on that song is the most prolific shit that can sum up his life and what he said. Another album out. That's what I'm about. Ball. Getting raw to the day I see my casket buried as a G, while the whole world remembers me until the end of time. He summed it up, everything up in one, and right there in those couple of bars. And the reason why nobody's been able to duplicate that, match that, is because that was the definition of lightning trapped in a bottle. That's what you call trapping lightning in a bottle. That's what you call being able to do something so prolific that it can't be duplicated.
Young Noble was the remaining remnants of that lightning that was trapped in that bottle, man. You heard it in his voice, man. You heard it in his voice, man. See the key to this is to come from the soul when you do speak to the people on the mic, man. You know what I'm saying? That man came from the soul, man. You felt it in him. You felt his passion, man.
Yeah.
You felt his passion. That's what you heard from Pop. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just a nigga putting some rhymes together, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was expressing a sentiment that he felt, man, in a fashion that most people ain't able to do. You know what I mean? And that is an art. That is a God-given art. You know what I'm saying? And you know, unfortunately for black males, man, we have to accept the reality, man, of our demise, man. You know what I'm saying? Within a very young part of our life that other people get to surpass, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
He was 47 years old, man. I'll be 45 this year. You know what I'm saying? And I can only pray to Allah that, you know what I'm saying, that it's more in store for myself. And it's significant to me because my father was 47 when he passed. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of symbolic shit to this, man. You know what I'm saying? That I just don't know how to ignore. You know what I'm saying? It's significant in sense, you know what I mean? Allah bless me, you know what I'm saying? With a platform to be able to, you know what I mean, sound off on these points, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to utilize what we got while we have it, man. You know what I'm saying? It's foolish not to. You know what I mean? And young Noble passing in the fashion that he did, man. It lets me know, you know what I mean, just how short it's just a reminder of how short life is, man. How short time is. You gotta make the most of what you got when you have it, man.
Real.
We gotta you man, look. I'm telling you, man. I had a question for Mac Mean, being that he's from New York, you know what I mean? And I wanted to hear his hot take on all these comparisons and all this shit that's going on. You know what I mean? People don't understand what they're saying, man. You know what I mean? Maybe they do, you know what I'm saying? But they think that we so slow that we ain't catching, you know what I'm saying, the subliminal shit that they be putting out there, man. You know what I mean?
Most won't catch it, and that's why they feel so comfortable. But they fly just enough below the radar that the average motherfucker is not gonna pick it up because they too busy partying and dancing and wondering who finna win the next NBA title and who else gonna win the Super Bowl. And they put so much shit in front of you to preoccupy your mind without They try to do it in a subtle way. You feel me? It's bait and switch. We'll give you the headline and then hurry up and take it away and bombard you with a bunch of other shit that'll keep you preoccupied from even going back to the shit that should have mattered to begin with. We live in the age of information, which means that it's harder than it was back before the internet took over the fucking world. It's back then you can hide a lot of information in a lot of different ways, but in the age of information, it has become so hard to hide information that they had to sit back and say, well, how can we do it? And you know the way that they found out to do it? They said, all right, so since we can't hide it this way, what we'll do is that we'll put 1 million fucking pieces of information that's wrong around the right information. So that way, you're looking at so many different fucking pieces of information that you get lost in the sauce and you don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's backwards, what's forwards, what's up, or what's fucking down.
Hey, Calico, I may need you to rehash some of them points you made within the last minute, bro, because your audio, the powers that be was causing your audio to go out, man. You know how the system works, man, when you make these things.
Yeah,
so can you rehash that again for the people, because they need to hear this shit.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, man, living in the age of information. How I'm sounding? I'm sounding all right?
Excellent.
Okay, great. I just said, like, the powers that be know that information is so valuable, but yet now in the age of information, it's so hard to hide. So the best way to hide it is to hide it in plain sight by not only putting the information right out there, because there's no way for them to hide it anyway. And the more that they try to hide it, the more that it's going to be exposed. So just put the information out there and put 1 million fucking pieces of disinformation and misinformation around it, mix it up inside of it. So that way, the people that try to hunt this information down without a keen eye and a keen ear and a keen knowledge, they're just going to get lost in the fucking sauce because they don't know if they're going right, left, up, down, backwards, or forwards. Because there's so much information that's wrong piled on top of the exact information that's right.
That's an absolute fact. You know what I'm saying? You surround the truth around a bunch of motherfucking lies, man. You know what I'm saying? And really, that's how they weed a lot of motherfuckers out with your ability to cipher that. You know what I'm saying? Historically, they've been known to knock off the motherfuckers that's smart enough, to catch that. Now, having said these things, this is not an accusatory dialogue that we have. We don't have no targets. And me, I'm anti-incarceration. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even send my worst enemy, man, to be captured, man. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that I don't believe the suicide shit, man. I believe that this man met his demise through the hands of someone else, man. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Why? For what reason? That's a entirely different discussion. You know what I mean? But it is a very noteworthy one that has to be had, because what has been given to us it doesn't add up to an intelligent person, man, who pay attention to what's being said to him. I'm not one who you can just come tell some shit to and I'm just gonna jump on that back right there, man. I've never been that one. Sorry. I'm not him. You can't, especially someone as noteworthy as Young Noble.
Right. Yeah, you can't tell spin me, man.
Right. No, you have to, and this is not to say that he didn't do it to himself. I don't know. I wasn't there. No, I mean, only people, I believe that people know more than what's been put out there. And proof of that is normally based on how fast people try to get past it and to get it to become a non-topic. Because we have way less significant passings in depths, man, that got way more notoriety than this one right here. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just the attention to this someone so noteworthy, man. No,
And it's
it's like
crazy because
motherfucker
that's
walking around saying, "Hey, am I?"
actually a real thing. That's actually a real
Yeah,
practice. They got things they got a practice called killing the story. To where if it's certain shit that you don't want people to kind of dig into, you got to look at it this way. TMZ has made just as much money from the stories that they broke as they have from stories that they've killed and been paid to kill. These motherfuckers that did these news agencies and these different columns and like different magazines and shit like that, they get paid to kill stories. They get paid
they calling
gold.
it. They saying this happened. They saying this happened at a country club. So let's talk about that because we know historically what a country club embodies, man. That is an elite
That's
establishment, man.
exclusion.
You know what I'm saying? You know, so is that a black country club?
Shit.
What kind of country club was it? They ain't talking about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about everything that's surrounding this, man, from such a significant individual, man. So a person that's come off themselves in your country club or surroundings your country club, and you want this go, no, man,
In a
no,
country
no.
club setting, in a country club setting, there should have been no way that he was discovered anything less than minutes after the shit happened. It shouldn't have been no hours. It shouldn't have been no none of that. If you're in a country club setting, who the fuck isn't gonna hear a gunshot go off?
Right.
Why is none of this like? I think going back to what Mike said about saying, look, I can't say for sure that it did or didn't happen. All that I'm saying, and I believe all of my brother is saying, is that the level of the level of which you're willing to go to ignore it is what makes people like us pay more attention to it for the fact that you're putting so much into ignoring it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's the why. A lot of people want to discuss the what, but don't want to discuss the why. Yeah, we know what happened, but why? Why isn't this being
Well,
covered? I've seen Young Thug's trial get covered more than this.
the thing is, we don't know what happened. That's the purpose of the discussion. The only thing we know what happened is that young Noble was dead. I'm
Right.
trying to figure out the
And that's
actual
it.
how.
Exactly.
That's
And that's it.
the how is very unbelievable as it's been presented. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, people are just they so quick to just accept anything. Oh, he killed. Oh man. Oh, look at his interviews, man. He was depressed, man. He oh man. Shit. He made a attempt to suicide song before that. Man, get the fuck out of here on that. How man? How many rappers has made songs about death, man? So you go say that if you on that if you making that kind of art that you know what I mean it's believable if you kill yourself. I mean like if you die afterwards. No, you
That's
better
bullshit.
be sure if you believe that, man. We're talking about this is a family man. This is a man who had a very unique family situation. He's co-raising an autistic child with his wife, man. A struggling artist, man. Come on, man. Pac's message, man, was all about, man, making the best out of what you got with nothing, man, and taking care of the family unit, man, just like his mama embraced him to do. And Young Noble, man, preached that same message. So he go contradict himself by turning around and shirking that responsibility. You know what I'm saying? By deceiving his wife, saying, "Oh, I'm about to go clear my head," literally. No, I don't believe it. Based on that alone, I don't believe that it happened the way they saying it happened, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, straight up. Al's Ghost said it's wild how so many outlaws have passed away. Yeah, we covered that.
That's a
The fifth
fact.
one. We lost Pac, we lost Yacht, Fatal, and Big Sight. Now Young Noble. And I want to bring this back up because, like I say, you know what I'm saying? What made this so interesting to me, man, is that a day before his passing, I had just reposted his verse on Lessons from the Legends, man. I want all of y'all to go listen to that verse. Now, again, it's an actual two-verse song. The two verses really don't make sense. I mean, the second verse really. I mean, shout out to whoever that was who was on that second verse. I'm not minimizing you, bro. I'm just saying you didn't do the song justice, man. I feel for you because you had to spit your verse after Young Noble. Young Noble set the table, man, and it was a standard, man. That wasn't. I'm talking about that. Listen to who, man. Tell me, tell me who did a better tribute verse than that. Tell me who did something better or similar. No one.
That's a fact.
So I reposted that, and it just by happenstance of circumstances, man, this brother died a day later. You know how much that fucked my head up? I've been dealing with a lot of death in my personal life, man. You know what I mean? So an artist, man, that had such a profound effect upon me, you know what I'm saying? Passing like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact.
No, no, man. You know what I mean? So somebody can come tell you, man, hey, your mama died, man. She killed herself, man. She was depressed. You just go jump on that?
You ain't gonna
No.
understand. Yeah, motherfucker got 100 million questions. You gonna have to talk to me more than that. You gonna have to let me know something other than what you
Straight up.
saying. You feel me? You gonna have to let me
No.
know the what, when, where, why, and who.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of that is not being addressed. Motherfuckers ain't discussing the what, where, when, why, and who. You know what I'm saying?
They,
And how.
they slow, man. Let me just to do a quick reset, man. I appreciate everybody, man. You know what I'm saying, that supporting the platform, man. This is the Ghost Regime Network by yours truly, Mike Ascari, man.
Yes,
And this is
sir.
my brother Calico Network up in here, man, on stage with me, man. Mac Mean was on stage with us too. He may be tapping back in shortly, but today we covering the passing of Young Noble, the Outlaws, Young Noble, Tupac's Outlaws, Young Noble, man. And you know what I mean? The suspicious circumstances surrounding his passing. We are not sold on the suicide shit, man. We just go put that out. We ain't not about to give no ambiguity to it, man. There ain't no talking in code here. We don't believe that shit. Prove it.
Facts.
Ain't your ain't y'all job? Ain't the cop's job is to come to actual conclusions, man, in order to wrap up a case. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We need conclusive facts, man. We don't have them conclusive facts, man. You know what I'm saying? It's too suspect, and the more and more they try to be vague about it, the more and more they make themselves culpable, man. It make themselves seem culpable. This is how you make yourself seem guilty about something that you may be actually innocent of, depending on how fast you try to get past something that you have a responsibility for actually ascertaining the facts on. That is a obligation that they have to the public, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
You
fact.
know,
But you got to also look at the culture. The culture says that when it's somebody that they view as a op, because like I said, they the biggest and oldest motherfucking gang. So you want me to tell you the mindset they have when it comes to their ops, and I know you heard this before. Move it along. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. Just move it along. That's all that happened in the story. Mac, what's happening with you? One. That's a fact, though, man.
Man, you know what I mean? So, um, this is why, hey, Mac, you,
My
first
bad,
off, you
my
hear?
bad, my bad. I'm here.
All good. So, um, you been out there in New York, right? And you been a notable figure in the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? In your neck of the woods. What is your hot take, man, on this comparison that people are trying to give with? You heard about how the interview Big Daddy Kane did recently with like this comparison still between Jay-Z and Pac, and by far as him surpassing him and shit like that. Um, what you
Jay-Z
think about that, bro?
surpassing Pac.
Yeah, well, let me be more specific on whether or not Pac being an actual lyricist and this, that, and the third. What's your thoughts on that?
That nigga Pac said, I remember Magic, Flash, Grandmaster Cash, LL was raising hell, but it didn't last. Eric B and Rakim was the shit to me. I'm quick to flip it. See a Dougie Fresh show with Ricky D with Red Alert, Chuck Chill. You know what I mean? Like that nigga Pac was a lyricist. Pac was way more lyrical, in my opinion, than Biggie. I think Biggie was clever with words, but he wasn't as lyrical as Pac was, because if so, he would have been doing college classes on Biggie and not Pac. You know what I'm saying? So
I think hold on.
Pac was the man to me, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people on the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, like Biggie, but I there's way more Pac fans. Biggie, there's a lot of listen, Pac is timeless. You know what I'm saying? So you got young kids, young white people that's just catching on to Pac right now and becoming Tupac fans today. You don't see that happening with Biggie as much. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I say Biggie, because those, like me coming up, those was the comparisons. Pac and Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
I think that, you know what I mean, a critical, because I was 16 when Pac died. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I feel like Pac was talking directly to my generation. You know what I'm saying? In his music, right? Shorty want to be a thug and all that. You know what I mean? I feel like he was talking directly to my generation, right? Um, Respectfully, you know, from the very first time that you saw Pac on the scene, Pac had his own identity.
Okay.
Whether you were smelling what he was selling or not, you know what I'm saying? He grabbed you with his own fashion, his own creative style. You know what I'm saying? He evolved in his own fashion. Jay-Z, on the other hand, is a variant of Biggie Smalls. Clearly.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You know, Jazzo, other people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a concoction
Now,
of.
yeah, you know what I mean? And when people, I just feel like people can't, well, they try to minimize or don't, or not versed enough on. And man, Calico was talking about this, man. Pac did what he did in a very relative short amount of time, and by the time he was 25 years old. Now, if you're 25 years old right now, if that's the age you're at, just gauge where you're at creatively. You know what I'm saying? And what you've accomplished. Blockbuster movies, multi-million dollar selling albums, TV shows, all of that. A fucking major university that gives college courses on you. top that. You know what I mean? They giving college courses on his artistic style. Now,
Very good
Pac
point.
was a student. He was a student. They say that the night that he died, you know, on his way to Vegas, man, he was studying Nas's album. Nas, if it's anybody that I'm going, you know what I'm saying, get a flowers to as far as, you know what I mean, even kill, it has to be Nas because Nas has always been had his own unique way from the very jump of me hearing him. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's where it ends there. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to get attention to what it's due. You know what I'm saying? And being that I had my brother, man, who's from the NY, you know what I'm saying? The Mecca of this shit, you know what I mean? And Mac Mean is one of them dudes. He is one of them dudes where he at, man. Period. You know what I mean? And if anybody's gonna have a valid opinion on it, man, it's Mac Mean. So I had to get your take. But what's your take on the topic at hand, bro?
Uh, um, uh,
On your
are you Young Noble?
yeah.
Damn. That was man. A
Are
lot of
you
my
buying?
people,
Are you buying the headline that it happened as it did?
no, like a suicide. Everybody I know that's blogging about it saying that it's tied to bigger things. You know what I mean? I can't put my hand on it. I just know this from the interviews I've seen with Noble and stuff like that. It don't seem like he was. It seemed like he was enthusiastic about, you know what I'm saying, like bringing content and doing music and shit like that. It seemed like right now, after everything he been through, the space that he was in was about that. But if you look at it though, the Outlaws themselves have a very tragic history. You know what I'm saying? And anytime one of the Outlaws pass, there's going to be a lot of conspiracy tied to it. There's going to be a lot of it's going to be some shit behind it. You know what I'm saying? But just to conclude what I'm saying, I don't think it was no suicide. You know, I do.
That's
I
the
have
fishy. That's the fishy part here, bro. Is that it ain't no. They trying to sweep this shit under the rug and just get past it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? This dude died at somebody's country club, man, in a city where it's notorious for Pac being victorious in beating the system on shooting two off-duty cops, man, for their harassment of a black man. You know what I'm saying? At a time doing the Keefy D trials, all the shit that's surrounding Pac and him being a major outlaw. You know what I'm saying? His death, even if it is a suicide, warrants major attention. We've seen way lesser shit get more attention to it, man. You know what I mean? And just their explanation to me just don't add up. And I just feel like we have to demand better answers than this, man. I believe that as a hip hop culture, a person that's because a part of this culture, this generational culture, man, and losing someone like Young Noble, we have to demand better answers than that. And all these people that's just biting on that, I just feel like, man, you know what I mean? I really question. I really question. Go ahead.
No, I think that everybody's saying the same thing, but I don't know, man. Like I'm waiting for more stuff, like from close people that he had next to him
Right.
that explained where it was his mind at. Because from what I seen, it just didn't look like he was on a suicide path. It looked like he was more excited about getting shit going and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I want to go back and touch on something y'all was talking about a second ago, as far as the impact of these brothers. I'll speak on four. I'll speak on Nas, Jay, Pac, and Big. I think that there is some truth to that, in only my opinion, that Jay is more of a hybrid between like a Jazzo, a Nas, and an AZ. To me, that's just like what I hear when I hear not Jay. Nas was more of a. Sometimes I felt Nas was too of an intelligent rapper for the rappers that he was around. Like Nas is a motherfucker that the message matters the most. Fuck the bells and whistles. The message of what I'm trying to say is what matters the most, and that's why I think Nas gets the praise that he does. Pac and Big. The reason why I say it's really no comparison with them, and it's more like comparing apples and oranges because of the strong suits of what they possess. Pac was a motherfucker whose delivery can literally reach inside your chest and squeeze your heart. Big's strong suit was being able to know how to ride the fuck out of a beat. He knew how to ride a beat. Now exactly. So for those who was to say, well, was Pac just a lyrical miracle spiritual? No, Pac wasn't, in my opinion. However, that doesn't mean Pac couldn't get lyrical spiritual miracle. He was just preoccupied with just saying, look, it's not just being lyrical for me. My message, like Nas, is what means more than the skill on which I'm trying to flip it and do all of that with it. Now, is that to say that Pac wasn't lyrical?
Real quickly,
end with this. I'm gonna end with this. For those who say that Pac wasn't lyrical, they say pussy and papers, poetry, power, and pistols. Plotting on murdering motherfuckers before they get you. Picturing pitiful punk niggas copping please, puffing weed as I position myself to clock G's. Come on, man. That's not lyrical.
Hey, look, in pressure situations, never
to witness the wicked shit that they was facing.
Come on, man.
Let me add to your point.
The game is to be sold.
Let me add to your. Let me add to your point. Jay-Z, Nas had an opportunity to blossom until their prime. Biggie and Pac was 25, Biggie was 24 when he passed. 24 going on 25. These niggas was nowhere at their peak. They was just really getting started. You know what I'm saying? So to be where they were at, and for dudes to even still have to compare them, you know what I mean? See, we held them dudes in the esteem that we hold 30 and 40-year-olds. Go ahead.
You got it, Matt.
Hey, Mike. Something I thought about a while ago, and I wanted to ask you. Network. I don't know if you know. I know Mike. He a wrench on my channel. How long I know you? About 4 or 5 years, right? Mike.
Yep. About two at least. At least two.
At least two, right?
Yep.
Now, again, I watched the new channel that's popping out, like, you know what I mean? Now this I could say at least solidly, I could put my life on this. At least 3 years I've seen you doing this. You know what I'm saying? Now, peep game. I'm seeing a lot of channels pop out. What do you think about the other channels that's popping out? You know, like Bree Brazy and J Hood channel.
I couldn't give you an answer on that because I haven't watched none of their content. You know what I'm saying? As a get to really give an answer on it. A lot of the shit that they talk about, it don't really grab my interest. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta be moved by the topic or your genre of topics. You know what I'm saying? You know, even like yours. When I pull up on you, even if I'm not familiar exactly what you're talking about, it's interesting enough for me to sit there and pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these dudes, and I'm not saying these individuals in particular, but I'm saying why I probably have not caught my attention because the things that they're talking about is probably some variant of something else. You know what I'm saying? That I don't know, man. I mean, like this requires, and I'm not saying I'm a beginner my damn self. It's just, I guess my uniqueness is the circumstances upon which I'm doing what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a beginner my damn self. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, I'm still catching up on a lot of these dudes. You know what I mean? And based on you mentioning, I will. You know what I'm saying? Give it a little, check them out a little bit more so the next time, we talk about it, I can probably give you a more definitive answer, but I can't do that at this moment.
Hey, you know what, Mike? I'm the same way, brother.
Yeah,
I got like 2.5 years in this shit. You feel what I'm saying? But YouTube is the new TV. And I say that to say this, that when you think about TV, are you really able to watch every program that's on TV? It's like you can't. It's so much that
no,
a
you know
nigga
what it
can't
is.
consume all of it. Ain't enough hours in a
You know
day.
what it is, Matt? The reason why I was asking Mike in particular, because because of his situation, and I was seeing what I'm saying is that I see a lot of bloggers, like prison bloggers, that's popping out right now, and they not necessarily, like what he was saying, they're not necessarily on the type topics that we like to cover and shit. They basically talk about something else. But that's why I wanted to get the opinion, because not about those two in particular. Those are ones that I just recently caught on to. But I think that what I'm saying is, I think that it is a good lane for dudes that's coming home to get started while they there. You know what I'm saying? To understand the game when you get home and get monetized. And I think that if you start, like when I was up top, man, I had 20 years. Right before I came home, we had to do something called pre-release. You know what I'm saying? Where they get you the job readiness classes. They teach you about how to get your social security card, your birth certificate.
Get you reacclimated to society.
Yeah, get you back in the society game, right? And at the time when I was up, we didn't have access to phones and stuff like that. So I think that like it's a good ass opportunity for brothers that's about to come home. You know what I'm saying? To start getting activated while they there. You know what I mean? Obviously not all the dudes is going to talk about the things we would like them to talk about, but the ones that do take advantage of it, I think it'll be a good look for them.
Facts.
Yeah,
I love seeing them in the spot doing a blog.
My agenda is to do all of that, is to be an all of the above platform. You know what I'm saying? And in time, what I am grateful for, I'm grateful for the mentors, man. Y'all mentors to me, man. When I did my first interview, man, with Kev Mack, man, you know what I'm saying? That lit a flame under me, man. I'm like, this is him. When I got in that stream yard and I say, nigga, I'm tripping. I'm tripping, nigga. When I came on your platform, nigga, I'm like, nigga, on Mac, nigga, got me fucked up. Nigga, I wish, man, nigga, this is what I'm on. Period. And I heard all like, trust me, it wouldn't just all support. A lot of motherfuckers, even family included, was telling me what I can't do. There's always somebody telling you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you know what I'm saying? Now they feel it's because I'm not inclusive enough with them in it. You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying is, you the first one I've ever seen do this. You the first one. You the first one. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't see nobody else. I seen people talk about their experience and stuff like that, but I ain't seen nobody get into it. You know what I mean? And making it happen consistently. You know?
Hey, look, you got man. Well, you are a reason. You one of the reasons behind it, bro. Because you one of my motivating factors, man. I'm influenced by you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
From day one, I'm influenced by you.
What I can say about Mac, as far as like not only beyond, but also in the sector that me and him both frequent together, whether people over there want to admit it or not, he's taught a lot of motherfuckers, rather it be a little, rather it be a lot, about how this internet shit work, about how this YouTube shit work, from it getting monetized to how to set up a StreamYard to knowing how to do shit on StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Showed you the do's and the don'ts when you do this and you share this. Make sure that you box this out and you don't, like, when you don't want to appreciate somebody's wisdom, you're only setting yourself up for failure. And it stretches beyond me. I'm only one of many people that Macton gave pointers to about how this YouTube shit works as far as being able to rock it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Rather if you want to do this,
My
that's why
class,
as soon as Mike said, well, damn, I don't know how to do the link on this one because I'm on this one and not the streamer. The first thing I said, call that nigga Mac.
yeah, I gotta get your number too, Mac. What I was gonna add to that,
I'm gonna put it.
go ahead. What was you say?
Chat right. I'm gonna put in chat right. Well, you don't. I can't see the chat.
Send it to me on the gram.
Okay.
Yeah, to send it to me on the gram.
Private chat right now.
Huh?
I'm putting in private chat right now for you.
All right.
In private chat.
And I'm fortunate, man, you know what I mean, for my crash course, you know what I'm saying, especially with my experience on other like Clubhouse and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, you know, in which, you know, I was blessed to be, you know, happened to be on stage with Mac on one occasion, you know what I'm saying, on some other shit. All that shit, man, conditioned me for this, man, because it ain't just hopping on here, man. It's dealing with the hate as well, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of hate. And it's a lot of that. And if you can't deal with the hate, you ain't gonna be able to deal with none of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So all of that prepared me for this. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, you know, I found my calling, man. You know what I mean? You know, I don't, as a Muslim, I don't believe in coincidence, man. I believe Allah has a nature for us, man, that, you know, at some point of our lives, we realize what that nature and direction is, man. And, you know, so, it's fortunate, but one thing about it is that I have the right mentors on this, man. And my thing is, I'm never gonna lie on somebody just for the sake of clickbait, man. I'm not gonna give a hot take on something just for the sake of just talking and just, you know what I'm saying? No, I rather just drop some motherfucking YouTube shorts, man, or whatever, man, before I come on here and spread some fake ass narrative on something, man, that ain't real, because we talking about people's lives, man. We in a day and age where motherfuckers die behind what's being said, or you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of it's surrounded by death. Everything we talk about most of the time is surrounded by death. You know what I'm saying? So you know we have to pay attention to that.
My bad, Mike. But
Yeah, now I just wrap it up and say, based on my experience, man, you know, serving a quarter of my 25 years of my life behind enemy lines, man. You know what I'm saying? Fighting the system, man. The last thing I'm gonna do is to get on some platform, man. You know what I mean? And try to put somebody else under them circumstances, man. You know what I mean? You know how fake that is? You know what I mean? I couldn't live now. I gotta look myself in the mirror. Fuck the next person. I gotta look myself in the mirror. And don't nobody have a harder conversation with themselves than me. When I do some bullshit, I get on my ass tough. I don't accept no bullshit from me, man, because I expect greatness from me, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm here. I'm not here by accident. I'm here for a purpose, man. You know what I mean? Even with all of my losses. So when an opportunity presents itself, when you get that opportunity, man, to get on that stage, man, it's either shit or get off the pot. And being from the Bay, you know the kind of standards we hold ourselves to, man. I'm not just representing me. I'm representing a region of people. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's bigger than me.
You always said that shit too.
that's a fact,
Yeah, it's
man.
bigger than me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like when it come to this YouTube shit, man, like how I came into the game with it, they say it's easier to drive an automatic than it is to drive a stick. Nigga, I came into this motherfucker having to learn how to drive a stick, a manual transmission, and it was crazy because the sector that I came in, I didn't know what a sector was. I didn't know none of that shit. It was just YouTube to me. But the main three people that gave me the game on how this shit worked, the majority of the game on how this shit worked came from my cousin DGR. The other two motherfuckers that gave me extremely valuable points on how this shit worked is Mac Mean and Harlem Legend. Shout out my niggas, Mac Mean and Harlem Legend.
That's my partner right there. Because you want to know something crazy though? Is that like lately, maybe in the last 3 months, I'm gonna say, because we started together, but you know he was with Gotti in them. You know what I'm saying? Because Harlem started on Gotti Gang, so. Yeah, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like, but me and Harlem fuck with each other, but Gotti, wasn't really rocking with him. But lately, the shit that nigga been telling me, you know, there's a time where you're the sensei and you're the sensei in certain situations. Now, Harlem been the sensei for the last 3 months with certain, you know what I mean? Like that AI and the descriptions and when you hit me on the side, Mike, I'm gonna put you onto it. Like with being that you mentioned the shorts, I'm gonna show you how to automate
really
that shit. Yeah, to really for them to hit. You know what I mean? Like think about it like this.
Sure.
I haven't done a live on my regular channel in almost 6 months. Right? I went on last night. You know what I'm saying? Like I went on last night. I got 250 people up in there. You know what I'm saying? And it's based off of like new ways to present your content. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got a lot of new rules. When we first started, you had to have like 1,000 subscribers and shit, and they fucked up the game by making people with 500 be able to monetize. So they put so many fucking restrictions on that causes your channel to slow down and not grow. But then at the same time, they put a lot of things there that allow your channel to grow. For instance, like on the shorts, before you used to have to be on the shorts a certain amount of time before it registers as a view. Now, whenever somebody's just scrolling, if they just make a mistake and see your video, it's a view. You know what I'm saying? And they don't have to stay there more than 1 second. You know what I'm saying? So that's something new. So if you look at it, the shorts,
it's a lot of game to be sold.
Yeah, the shorts is where it's at for a new channel, and you can cover that with ChatGPT and any other fucking AI program. So you basically write something up, tell ChatGPT what you want, and once it gives you that prompt, you send that prompt to a video AI program, and then you got your videos. And the fact
don't give him too much, Mac. Don't give him too much, Mac. Don't give him too much.
Yeah. I'm very fortunate, man. I'm very fortunate.
I'm not saying don't give Mike too much.
Oh no, I wouldn't talk about you. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, I get where you coming from.
I'll give you the whole game, Mike. When you hit me on the side, I'm gonna give you the whole game.
I'm tapping in with you today. You gonna hear from me today. Yeah.
Let me just say this. When I hit that Instagram now, like, and on another thing, yesterday was the first time I did a post in 2 months on Instagram. But anything I touch on Instagram goes, I got a post on Instagram, 800,000-900,000 views. Same thing with TikTok. I figured it out. But the glitch is because they offer so many different platforms. I'm monetized on TikTok, both my YouTube joints and my Instagram. Harlem and China showed me how to monetize on Instagram. So I just recently got monetized on there too, right? When you learn in one, you take a hit on the other one because it takes so much concentration. So what I did was, instead of like trying to focus on all these platforms at the same time, I'll distribute them down the line. I'll release it on Instagram. Then I will take that same exact video with a different title, put it on TikTok. Take that same exact video, different title, put it on as a short. So that way you ain't got to create 4 different type of contents. You can take the one content, and you'll see, like what I'm saying, like China and Harlem do that same thing. They'll launch something from Instagram or YouTube, send it to Instagram, and then send it to TikTok. The same exact video.
Make a chain out of it.
Oh yeah, and it makes money on each one, because you know the guys that's on TikTok don't necessarily look on Snapchat. The ones that's on Snapchat might not look at IG. You know what I'm saying? So if you got your shit going, the exact same content brings different numbers on different places, because the person that's on TikTok is not going to the Instagram. So the ones that didn't see it on TikTok, they're going to see it on the gram.
Hell yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
And it worked. Consistency. That's it. 3 videos on any platform in a row. Your 4th one is going to be a hit. It's just that simple. It's just there's no. It's no. You could be doing a fucking fart video. You know what I mean? A 15-minute how to fart correctly video. The first one, 20 views. The second one would do 25 views. Third one do 100 views. The fourth one, 10,000 ASAP. You know what I'm saying?
I know one thing. I was feeling myself, man, when I got my first short, man. They got over. I think I got a couple of them that got like over 10,000 views, man. I was feeling that shit, man. I was like, shit. You know how you get them notices in your email to tell you, man, you got like over 100,000 views and when I saw the thing, man, I got over 150,000 views to my shit. I'm like, niggas, that's how I do it. Yeah, this shit real, man.
Yeah, and that, you know what? That's why I'm going through. Like right now, I'm going through a cleaning out process, right? I just erased hella content off my main page. I ain't been live on my main page in damn near, like Max said, in damn near 6 months, almost 7 months, right? So because I'm finna restructure that whole shit. I'm just giving myself time to put my plan together. And after that, it's going to be a whole bunch of shit that I'm not even going to pay attention to as far as on that channel, because the other sectors that we be in is slimy. I gotta re-edit. I gotta re-edit like some of my videos, like like the ones I did with Pimpin' Ken and Bird's Grandmaster. I gotta re-edit those and re-release them as well. You know what I mean? Because those are my favorite ones, man. Like, man, this shit been a blessing, man. Yeah, man.
I think I was on that. I think I was on that. I think I was there that day.
Yeah, I think you did. I think you did tap in.
Yeah, I did a reaction on the joint. Let me see.
That shit was a blessing, man. I don't take this shit lightly, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't every day. You know, under these circumstances, man, you know, we ain't supposed to be meeting motherfuckers like that, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, praise to Allah for that. You know what I mean? You know, nigga gotta rise to the moment, man.
See, that's the thing about it, right? As long as they know that they can keep them fingers on their hands separate, that finger is easy to break. But when they all get together and make that fist, they break fingers, jaws, noses, eye sockets, and everything else.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Chuck from Death of the Cloud Churches too, man. He gave me some good game too, man, on this shit, man. I've been a sponge to everybody, man. From everybody, man. Like, you know, like
Chuck put me under the wing as soon as I came out. Like he was one of the niggas that taught me about the trolls and shit like that. I'm still a moderator. That's my nigga Chuck.
Yeah, I fuck with Chuck.
I fuck with Chuck about a troll nigga. When I was fresh off the boat, nigga green in the game, niggas was trolling me. I'm like, nigga, because mind you, I came in, now that I know what sectors are, I'm a West Coast Bay Area nigga that came in to an East Coast sector.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So one of the first things and one of the things that I hear the most often that niggas love to say is, that troll me is, look at this West Coast nigga all over here in East Coast niggas business. So nigga, I'm instantly tripping on niggas. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. Like, I'm not knowing what a troll is.
Hold up. Erica, listen, Erica is a troll. Erica's from the West Coast. Shaniqua is from the West Coast. Monique Hill is from the Bay. J Rico TSTV is from the Bay. They're all from, you know what I'm saying? Like like I got 1,000 West Coast motherfuckers up in here. It's just that you the one that make noise over there. You got the most slang over there. Everybody, you know what I mean? And you when we say our West Coast niggas, we talk about you. We're not talking about all those people I just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean? You're you stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the only West Coast dude over there that has a presence in our sector. Put it that way.
Yeah, I'm gonna always hold it down, man. And I think what a lot of people don't, or the ones that do hate, that they don't, the main thing that they can't respect or don't understand is that I'm able to be a nigga that's more than proud to be comfortable in me being a West Coast nigga, but I'm still respectful to everybody because before that East Coast shit, that West Coast shit, nigga, we all Africans under the same umbrella.
Shout out to my bro Keith Sherman, man, from Crowder Streaming Music, man. Keith, man, if you want to pull up, I let's drop the link, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to pull up, man. That's my bro right there, man.
In the hotel lobby, man. The elevators
Straight
in
up.
the elevators in the lobby, man.
Yeah, and for all you artists out there, man, you know what I'm saying, make sure y'all, you know what I mean, y'all go to y'all Apple store, man, you know what I'm saying, and download Crowder Music Streaming, man, and go online, man, and create you a profile and get on this platform. It's the sole completely black owned streaming app in the business. Highest paying streaming app in the business is fucking over Spotify and all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? No, y'all gotta get on board with it, man. It's been around for a minute. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm rocking with bro, man. You know what I'm saying? He doing it for the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I dropped the link, bro. Tap that link, man, and come on up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I got a lot of
treating real players meet, man.
Yeah, I'm honored, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause all of y'all brothers is on purpose, man. All of y'all on purpose, man. Y'all got a million things that y'all could be doing, man. You know what I'm saying? So, when motherfuckers take the time out of their time, man, to mix theirs with mine, you know what I'm saying? And it's educational, you know what I mean? The educational element of it, man, is the most to me, man. Cause y'all teach me how to fish, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't a matter of feeding me, it teach me how to fish, man.
Man, check this out, Mike. I woke up out my weed nap, man. First thing I seen was you sent me that link. Nigga, no longer than it took me to go to the bathroom, throw some water on my face and get myself together. Nigga, I'm right back and we right with it. And as soon as I got here, nigga, the first thing I do is throw the bat signal out the Mac. Nigga, I'm calling all cars, nigga.
Hell yeah.
That's my
you see what I'm saying?
I was outside. My bad. I ain't mean to take so long to get on this motherfucker, but it's like
no, you're good. You're good. You're good, man.
I'm glad to see you outside, Mike. For
real. Hell yeah. Yeah, we just. But the rehash, man. You know what I'm saying? The topic at hand, man. We basically covering. You know what I mean? The passing, man, of our brother, man, Young Noble of the Outlaws, of Tupac's Outlaws, man. You know what I mean? Making an I statement. You know what I mean? I'm not sold on the suicidal shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be. We have to demand more questions than a vague ass, ambiguous conclusion that's being given, man. It doesn't add up to common sense. It doesn't add up to what we know the process is. It doesn't add up to, very far less important topics that we see today that get way more notoriety. And we have to, one of the most important things is the timing. The timing be everything a lot of times, man. You know what I mean? When we look at what's happening in the world today, you know what I mean? Pac is still very much prevalent in the headlines, man. You know what I mean? So, the Keefe D trial and all of that. Now here have you, one of his star pupils, man, allegedly offering themselves in somebody's country club, you know what I'm saying, at a questionable part of the hour on or after the 4th of July, you know what I'm saying? After he left his wife, it allegedly cleared his head now to be found at the bottom of somebody's pool or pond. Because, you know what I mean? Shanika said she heard it was a pond. It's two different explanations that have to be given. If it's a pond, now we have to wonder. Because they said they found a shell casing in a gun within a foot of his body. So are you saying that they drugged the pond? When I hear pond, I'm thinking of a dirt bottom. You know what I'm saying? Right. A shell casing ain't just gonna be visibly seen. How do they? Did they put a net and drag the pond, the area in question? You know what I'm saying? How did they have the presence of mind to know that when Y'all hear the background is going up. If somebody called it in and said they have a body that's at the bottom of the thing, you know what I'm saying? And what fashion do they know that he died right there versus being put there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
it's a lot of shit to that now. Unless somebody saw him off himself, that's a whole different thing. But it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not being spoke on. So you know what I mean? Like it demands more questions. A swimming pool is a whole. Now I can see how people can see that. You know what I'm saying? But we don't know how deep that pool was. They ain't talking about that shit. You know what I mean? Like it makes no sense.
How do you
I
feel
think the
like?
question that stands out to me the most, man, is that if you had a fucking country club and it supposedly happened in the early morning, like 9 some, 8 some in the morning or whatever, my thing is this is a country club. I've never seen a country club that wasn't full of nosy motherfuckers. So for a gunshot to go off and you say you discovered his body, what's the time frame on that? From the time that the gunshot went off to the time that y'all found this man? It couldn't have had to be no more than a matter of minutes, because if it's longer than a matter of minutes, who the fuck didn't hear the gunshot?
I think a bitch.
There is security. What about the security, the personal security that secure those country clubs in those areas too? So
That's what I'm saying. Somebody would have heard that gunshot. Somebody would have heard that gunshot. Nigga, these niggas ain't in a country club ain't in the middle of the hood where niggas popping firecrackers and shit all day and that. Nah, nigga. If a gunshot go, if a motherfucker argue too loud in the country club, motherfuckers is gonna notice it. Security will be there in a matter of minutes.
Come on. And then the whole country club shit, just him dying in the country club is suspect as fuck.
You feel what I'm saying?
I used to work in a country club, bro. I worked there, and let me let you know, man. Most country clubs are racist as a motherfucker. They got some weird fucking cold shit going on. Hey, yo, let me tell you what happened, right? I come to Ohio, right? Now, my sister's husband, his cousin has a cleaning service business, right? And he goes to the country club at night to go take care of the business. But we got to go there overnight. So we're going there the time where it's closed or just about closing. But in this country club, now they ain't nothing but old, rich, white motherfuckers. There's not one black person in this bitch, right? Matter of fact, I've seen country clubs in Cape Cod where the black people are not even allowed still. You know what I'm saying? Like if you black, you can't get in that club. Just that simple. Yeah? So this particular club, everybody was cool, but it was all weird. And at this time of night, 2, 3 in the morning, you ain't really see nobody anyway. But the feel of what up in there, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but when you can feel it,
like
yo, nigga, you remember The Shining? Yo, I'm talking about when you there at night by yourself. This is the type of feeling you getting when you're going through these rooms. There's 3 bars. It's like a ballroom. There's carpet everywhere. You thinking how much blood has been in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying that any country club I've ever been to, and I've been to plenty of them because there was a time where I had a delivery job and I used to deliver to country clubs and shit, right? Those shits, when you go inside them joints, they all feel the same rich, evil shit going on up in there. I'm talking about hostile shit. So I don't know, man. It's just this him dying in the country club. Was he a member of the country club? I guarantee you he wasn't. Probably was a janitor.
If he was found in a home in the country club, then somebody there was a member of that motherfucker.
This is what I'm saying. Like this not some shit it's not this not some shit that you just skate by, man, and just give a passing reference to and just like it's just business as usual, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about in Atlanta, Georgia, man. You know what I'm saying? Now it's Chocolate City now, but there's still racial elements up in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people need their space out there in there. So a nigga killing themselves in a country club, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, man. No.
Even if he didn't live in that country club, he had to check in with the security. And if he didn't live in there, that would have gave motherfuckers that do live there even more of a reason to look at his ass and see what
If
he's
it's
doing and where
if
he's
it's
going.
anywhere, even then and now, right? Then and now, because this happened it's been about a week. This shit happened about a week ago now, coming up on give or take, right? I haven't heard not one report of a motherfucker talking about they heard a gunshot.
At all. And that's the part
Not
that
one.
fucked me up.
That's what I'm saying. So how is niggas just jumping on this
If they did,
suicide shit? How y'all sold on a suicide, man, when y'all didn't even hear a gunshot and ain't no reports of it?
On the 4th of July.
On the 4th.
On the 4th.
Yeah.
But you
know what I mean?
Pop off on the 4th.
Right.
Symbolism
Nobody
is
Not even fireworks. Not even fireworks.
That's what I'm saying. Because they're
This one
supposedly
time
happening early in the morning. So it wouldn't even be firework time.
That's what I was gonna say. See, my mama taught me. One thing my mama taught me to do, man, is to pay not so much what people say, but pay attention to what they don't say. You know what I'm saying? What they're not talking about, you know what I'm saying, is, you know, like y'all just said, you know what I'm saying? If it was fireworks going off, nobody's saying if it was, it wasn't. This shit matter. All of these things matter. I mean, this is a life that was lost in one fashion or another. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking about some deer that was found in a road or some dead cat or something. We're talking about a human life that was lost, found in somebody's pool or pond. Depending on which one of them notions you believe in, both of them have their own independent set of facts that has to be ascertained. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
For different reasons. It's the difference between a bottom of a... Go ahead.
Bro. A gunshot to the right side of his head. And he's it was a 32 caliber. And he's found at the bottom of the motherfucking pool. He was in the pool dead. That's like he decided to go next to the pool to off himself, and then you know what I'm saying, that makes no sense. They found him in the
that's
pool.
symbolic for me, man.
Less than a foot away from his body is the gun and the shell cases, man. That sounds like a cover up to me, man.
Why the gun didn't fall in the water?
They said they confirmed the officers was dispatched to the country club Snellville, right? Seeing the man. Oh, let me read it because I might have got it twisted. Check it out. Snellville. I'm gonna look up that country club too. A suburb outside of Atlanta. After a 911 call, a reporter seen a man's body at the bottom of a swimming pool. Responding officers located a man submerged in underwater, and the deceased was identified as Young Noble. A fatal gunshot wound was visible on the right side of the head. The investigators also recovered a spent shell casing nearby and a black Beretta Tomcat 32 caliber handgun in the pool. According to police documents obtained by Young Noble's wife, informed authorities that she had last communicated with him about 2 a.m. that morning. During that conversation, she said Noble told her he planned to drive around to clear my head, but never returned home. Repeated attempts to contact him. Listen, the wife, first and foremost, that's an incomplete story to me. Because it's like he drove around to clear his head. Clear his head for what? Niggas ain't just driving around to clear their head. They clear their head after something is going on. So how the fuck 2 o'clock in the morning he decides to start driving around and ends up at the country club? Come on, man.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
And he wasn't found in the home. He was found in the water.
And they said the gun was found in the water as well.
They said she told investigators that Noble was struggling with depression, and he had been the focus of her efforts to get professional help. She also noted that he typically looked after their children while she worked. When he failed to return home, she went out to search for him. She got him. I told you, sound like a bitch. This sound like a bitch off them. And then when he failed to return home, she went out to search for him, eventually locating his vehicle parked nearby the country club. His daughters, and she's the one that finds the car. She's the one that's saying that he's depressed. She the one that, yo, come on, my nigga. This shit looks so funky.
So the whole narrative is based on what she created.
So my thing is, right, because what is not saying is that she's the one who found this body, right? Someone made a call. Now, in the past, how many times y'all done seen a motherfucker knock somebody down, then call 911 and said, you know what I mean, that somebody about to die or they found somebody dead. You know what I'm saying?
Because look,
you know what I mean?
And look, let me say this real quick, right? And also, she drives around and finds his car at the same time where the 911 call was made. You know what I'm saying? Like that his body was found. You
That's
know what I'm saying?
like, okay, if they didn't live in the country club, he lives somewhere else, and he's just saying, I'm gonna drive around and go clear my head and end up at a country club.
Let me go to security.
You still got to check into the security booth to even get in the country club. And two, how the fuck do you just say, okay, while I'm searching around, let me just go to the country club?
Let me go to the country club.
Fucking places in the world.
Let me ask them. Let me ask them. We talking about a country club? Cameras.
Everywhere.
Where's the cameras at? Where's the footage of him driving or parking or walking around or something? Where's that at? Where's this shit at? So all of a sudden we ain't got no footage. They got King Von getting out his car, driving up, whooping the shit out of him, getting shot and all the shit, man, on a public. We know damn well country club, man, just on security alone, man, they got cameras everywhere to make sure they can see you getting out. I mean, people pay top dollar to be in country clubs, so security is foremost.
At the country club, and the club is Gwinnett County Country Club. My man, this shit is enclosed. This shit is some big shit too. I'm gonna share it so you can see what I'm looking at real quick. Look at that I'm showing you. This ain't no small country club.
How do I look at it from where I'm at? Well, what feature?
You see the other guest? It just popped up with my other name. It says John Smith on it.
Oh yeah. Let me let it up. Let me add it to the stage. All right, let me put it in a full screen layout.
Yeah, this is gated.
Yeah, come on, man. I don't see a black motherfucker in that crowd.
There ain't nothing but black people here. Look at this.
Let me see.
Them are niggas. All these is black people. Well, there's some white people here too. But this the first ones I was looking at up here. Like the opening to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he found me a pool.
Tell me there ain't no cameras nowhere around that motherfucker. You crazy.
He went in there. He went up in that bitch. Jesus.
Without no cameras working. Come on, blood.
Yeah.
Come on,
man. I let these questions creep up, man, as we having a discussion, man, because, you know, when people putting shit out there, man, you know what I'm saying? If they're not critical thinkers, they, you know what I mean? They smelling their bullshit, so they think everybody else are selling it. So, you know what I mean? They add, but as we're going along with it, you know what I mean? I ain't heard nobody answer these questions in these facts that McMean just put out there and what we're talking about.
Right. And even some questions that may have been answered, cool. But we shouldn't even be the motherfuckers that have to bring the answers to these questions. This shit should already be out.
Look, man.
Why ain't nobody do what Mac just did as far as showing the layout, you know what I'm saying, of where this shit happened at? Why ain't no news?
I'm on the official website now. I'm looking at the website right now just to see. Like, it just don't make no sense, man. And it is what you said, Calico, earlier. There are homes around here, like in the surrounding area around the pond.
Ain't nobody heard a gunshot.
Nobody heard shit.
Fuck
And
out of here.
who pool was he in? Because there's like, it looks like private pools. This don't look like a public, you know, like some of them country clubs got the Olympic pool or something.
Right.
Why do they not have a picture of that pool or that pond? That's a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? When that fake ass shooting on Trump, they had a picture. I'm just talking about all the major shit, man. We got way more details, man. You know what I'm saying? How do you not have pictures of that pool or that pond? How did they have the presence of mind to even drag? Because in order to find a spent shell casing, you know, you not just want to see a spent shell casing at the bottom of no pond, man. No, unless you know it's there or believe it's there. What information did they have that he may have shot himself? That's what I'm saying. It's a lead to this. So seeing a body floating on the bottom of something is one thing. But that doesn't mean that he died there. He could have very well been put there. You know what I'm saying? So who tipped them off to the fact that he may have died there to make them want to investigate enough to drag the pond or the pool or whatever they call it to find these things? It's things that are left out that's not being answered, man.
If a 911 call came from that country club, then how long did that 911 call take to be made after he shot himself or got shot? With all of them homes surrounding that country club, somebody would have had to hear that gunshot.
Okay, it says, although he resided in the Atlanta area, which includes Snellville, his connection to Snellville country clubs appeared to be primarily related to the location of his death, reportedly at a country club pool. There's no information suggesting he was a golf enthusiast or actively involved in the golf community of Snellville. It's also possible that there are individuals residing that having connections to Snellville, Georgia, and its country clubs. However, without further identifying details, it's impossible to confirm or elaborate to any connection they might have. So this
and that's
country
where the camera footage come in.
Yeah, this country club is 3254 Clubside View Court Southwest. I'm gonna type that up real quick and see if they give me some better pictures, because I want to see the park. I want to see. She said that his car was parked nearby. Okay, it's called the Country Club of Gwinnett. So, matter of fact, let's go to the maps instead.
Yeah, let's do an overview, overhead view of that whole motherfucking layout. Shit that people already should have been and did.
You see it, Mike?
Hold on, let me put it in the thing. Hold on, let me see where you at. Let me bring you back up at the stage.
Okay, so now, matter of fact, let me go.
Put the satellite view on, Matt.
Yeah, I'm throwing it on right now. You're talking about the street view, right?
No, the street view and the satellite view. You know how you can look at it from above, and it'll show the actual buildings instead of a map layout.
Okay. How you do satellite view?
Go click out of that That little tab that's on the left hand side of the screen.
Yeah.
I think that's how you click out of it. Go back to where you can see it above. No, that little gray tab. That's okay. Now go down to that black square. Yeah, hit satellite view.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So
that way we can zoom in from the top and see if we see a pool.
All right, this is it right here. No stream, y'all shitty.
So it's a lake out there, but it's also. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I see a pool. I see a lake.
So this I guess this is the main building right here.
Right.
3252. Maybe
I see tennis court. I don't see no pool.
Me neither. Unless it's an indoor pool.
Then that makes it even worse because it's like, how is it an indoor pool and don't nobody hear the echo from this gunshot?
So, I mean, just look at the pond. Let's look at the pond. Do that pond look like some kind of shit? I mean, that's a dirt bottom there. That's a dirt bottom right there, man. How do you have the presence of mind to look for a spent shell gun casing or even a gun, a black gun for that matter, unless you have prior knowledge that a gun exists, that crime happened there. Unless you have specific knowledge that he died right here. Yeah.
This is a golf.
Can you zoom that in a little bit closer so we can? I just want people to look at this pond to see the water, man. And we talking about a spent shell gun casing, man. Yeah.
But I don't see no
pool. If that's the water that they found them in.
Right, I don't see no pool.
I mentioned pond. I mentioned pond because Shaniqua said that she heard that it was a pond. So if this is a pond, then we're probably looking at it then. How do you have the presence of mind to look for a spent shell gun casing in this water unless you know that he died right there instead of being put there?
Let me look at the only other country club in Snellville, because there's another one. You know what I'm saying? So give me 1 second.
Yeah, man, because if the only pool is on the inside of that motherfucker, and you mean to tell me ain't nobody heard no gunshot inside of an enclosed building? Hell no, that's gonna make it louder.
Here's the other one.
And shout out to the viewers, man, that's pulling up on us, man, checking us out, man. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to leave comments, man, and engage with us, man. Let us know what y'all thinking, man. How y'all feeling about this shit? This is something that we all entitled to answers on here, man. This for all of us.
Right. Now I see a pool on this one by
like a parking lot and then the pool and a parking lot. So this one makes the fact that we have to speculate as to where this man died at is a problem, man, because we shouldn't have to hop on Google Maps, man. They should already have it clear where that happened at, man.
So if this is the location that it did happen at, and we don't know that for sure because this isn't the only golf course or country club there. But if this is the place, nigga, that motherfucking main house is not a zillion fucking feet away from that pool. So it's still
another thing I want to.
How did nobody?
Another thing I want to say is that listen, she said that last time she spoke to him was what time? Calico?
So about 2 in the morning, right?
2 a.m. Remember? It was. He said 2 a.m. is the last time she spoke to him. Said he got to go out to go clear his head.
Right.
They found his body at 9 o'clock. Young Noble, a member of Tupac Shakur's, died by suicide on July 4th at age 47, and probably because he died on the 3rd. He was found on the 4th. Check this out. They said they responded to a 911 call at 9 a.m. on 4th of July. That's why they didn't hear no shots. After someone reported seeing a man's lying dead in the pool, police discovered his body with what appeared to be a gunshot along. Okay, let me see what else they said. Because I'm not seeing more than that. They're not saying that what she's saying is coming from the blogs, right?
Right.
But the official stories on it, because I'm typing his name up, Rufus Lee Cooper, it's not giving us. Let me just read one more thing. Mental illness. They talk mental illness. They talk about what they think it might be, but they're not giving us details of how he was found.
Because they can't.
And they're not telling us the person. They're not saying who found him. This seems more like his wife's description. She was driving by. She seen his car in the parking lot. Here's a parking lot, and not far from that parking lot is a pool. Now,
what would make you drive by and conveniently see that? What would make you conveniently drive by and see his car in a parking lot
in this cul-de-sac?
But somebody else was the one that discovered it.
This is specific. No, but look, right, you're on Green Turf Drive, you're driving on the range, and you decide to go through this dead end block.
Come on, man. That's crazy. Come on, man. If it's the 4th of July morning and he was discovered at 9 a.m., you know why? Because motherfuckers was already up early, from groundskeepers to maintenance men and everybody else milling around that motherfucker, because the 4th of July, they know a lot of people is finna probably come to that country club to celebrate the 4th of July. So you mean to tell me nobody heard a gunshot? No lawn keeper, no maintenance man, nobody. And then conveniently, his girlfriend drives down this desolate ass road.
No, that's his wife. But I'm saying,
his wife drives down this desolate ass road.
But they can conclude that he died there. That's my thing. The conclusion. How do you reach a conclusion that it's uninvestigated? You know what I'm saying?
I think they can conclude he was found dead there, but it's still up in the air.
Absolutely, that's it. Right. So for that reason, I'm trying to figure out how do they, based on what you just said, what made them investigate further to drag that pond? You have to put nets out there and drag the pond to find the additional evidence that they found. And you only have the person in mind to do it if you get that information that it may have happened right there.
Right.
I'm everywhere, bro.
Even if they was to get a net and drag that motherfucking lake, if it happened in a lake or a pond instead of in a swimming pool, that shell casing is still gonna be small enough to get through that net.
Somebody know more than what they're saying, man.
You telling me a nigga just drove around, ended up on a desolate ass street, jumped the fence of a country club to shoot himself by a pool? Come on, man.
Yo, there's no details on this shit. I'm looking all over this place. They talking about his history. They're not talking about anything. They're just saying mental illness is real. Yo, bro, have you looked at? Listen, let me show you. Let me show you something. Right? If you look at this right here, I'm about to show you. You don't see no mental illness. You see a nigga that. Yo, I looked at this interview about 4 or 5 times, man. The Vlad but no, it wasn't even on Vlad. It was like the Vlad style interview, but I forgot who did it. Let me see something.
You talking about the Art of Dialogue? The Art of Dialogue.
Yeah, the Art of Dialogue joint. You know what I'm saying? Now, Damn, man, that right there.
They talking about because he got emotional when they was talking about when he got to talking about Pac and got to talking about I think it was Fatal. He got emotional.
Yeah, he was. Damn, man, that nigga Fatal too. Damn, I forgot all about fucking Fatal. They called me Hussein Fatal. It's a 2 game. Anyway,
I'm robbing you niggas cradle with a knife in your navel, permanently activated. If I wouldn't want to be you behind my fucking Desert Eagle.
Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Fatal. And Fatal fuck with a lot of niggas from the East Coast and New York, man. Fatal was like a whole household name. I think he was a home. He was the
Fatal
homie.
was an East Coast cat, wasn't he?
Yeah, he from Jersey.
He from Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah,
Him and Yak.
outlaws from Jersey.
Him and Yak was best friends.
Right.
Yeah. Them nigga, and they was the illest ones.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say Noble was the hardest outlaw that still remained. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what's up with this? Like, man, damn, man, that's just crazy, man. It's sad just look at that whole. But to beat a dead horse, real quick, not to beat a dead horse, but let me go back and say something about the original question you asked me about Tupac, right? The reason why Tupac stood out to us the most is because it was the same way where arguably James Brown was way better than Marvin Gaye, but Marvin Gaye made just as much impact because the time that we were in. You know what I'm saying? And you understand, like it was a real, like the time that Tupac revolutionized something. He made us look at the rap game and know that we could also act. You know what I'm saying? We could, he brought a whole different element to the game. I think that, to be honest, Pac was in a class by itself, like Marvin Gaye at that time. You know what I'm saying? Just like when you have the argument about who's better, Michael Jordan or fucking Kobe or LeBron. Well, you gotta look at the time. Nobody had $100 sneaker until Michael Jordan came out. To have $100 sneaker for 10 years at least was a big thing. Today, the sneakers is like flagship phones. The prices just continue going up. But during that time, our prices were standard prices. The most you really paid for sneakers was $40. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like
the only person that I can think of that back then, when Jordan was the only nigga who had sneakers that cost that much, the only person that I can think of who had sneakers that not only cost that much, but if I ain't mistaken, was the first pair that was $200 was Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway.
The pennies. He was the first one to come with the phone posits back in the day.
Hey, listen, pennies is still the best sneaker ever built. Anything, you know what I'm saying? That whole that penny idea, like the foam, and you know what I'm saying? That came directly from Penny. The only other sneaker I think that was just as nicely built, if you ask me, even though they were way cheaper, were the Grant Hills. You know what I'm saying? Like
Best sneaker to me that was ever built is an Air Max. I just love Air Maxes. That's always been my shit.
Yo, my girl got like literally up in this fucking house. She has racks of fucking Air Maxes that she hasn't even worn yet, man. You know what I mean? I personally
comfortable than a motherfucker.
They are. But you know what I like now though? My best sneaker now on that level is the Vapor.
Vapor
like
Max.
The Air Vapors. You know what I'm saying? Like those like I got a few pair of those.
Vapor Max comfortable as fuck.
But Tupac, look, when I was locked up north, right? The first rap song my mother accepted, like my mother, my mother was writing me letters and shit. And she was like, there's this song I love, man, by Tupac. It's called Dear Mama. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time I seen my mother open up and accept songs that had curse words in it. You know what I'm saying? Because up until then, I ain't see that. And when she knew the words to Tupac's song, I was like, that's crazy, because I'm up in Attica, like, how many niggas fell victim to the street? Rest in peace, young nigga. There's a heaven for a G. I'd be a lie if I told you that I never thought of death. My niggas, we the last ones left. But life goes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was up in the joint crying. You know what I mean? Listening to fucking Me Against the World. I came up banging all you wanted to be was a soldier. Like I'm talking about back then,
That
strictly
was
for
that
my
shit,
niggas,
boy.
right? I was on
No,
Demon
that was
Time when
that
that
was
shit
on
came out.
Tupacalypse Now album. That shit was so hard. That soldier, a soldier. All he wanted to be
Tupacalypse
was a
Now.
soldier. But you want me to
And
tell you
then
what's
Brenda.
crazy? He
let me just
actually
say.
rapped out. He actually rapped out the story of James Jackson. Was that his name? James Jackson, Soledad Brothers?
Nah, that's Joe. Not James Jackson.
Something
George
Jackson.
Jackson. It's George Jackson.
George Jackson.
George Jackson.
George
He
Jackson.
rapped that whole story out as far as like, nigga, you letting me up out of this motherfucker or ain't nobody leaving. I'm coming to get my brother.
Oh no. That's Jonathan Jackson. George Jackson's little brother. Jonathan Jackson is the one who did the attempted prison break.
Right,
Who died in that
right. But
prison
what I'm saying, he rapped both parts of it. The older brother and the younger brother.
Now let me say this to y'all, right? Now when and the reason why I say this is because, and I'm pretty sure you could understand this, Mike. Like when I was doing my time, like this is how I remember the years. I remember the years according to the songs and the music that was out at that time, right? So going up north, when I came up north, I get the Attica. The first thing I'm hearing on the company was Me Against the World. You know what I'm saying? And to me Against the World was a specifically East Coast record. You know what I'm saying? Even though you've seen a lot of West Coast influence and people, you know, like you know, on the East Coast didn't look at Pac as a East Coast nigga because the way he spoke. You know what I'm saying? He sounded like a DC nigga to us or B-more nigga to us. He didn't sound like a New York nigga to us, but he knew New York culture the way I know West Coast culture. You know what I'm saying? And he was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And then plus his family and shit, you know, him having his experience in New York, he acclimated very well. But that Me Against the World shit, I remember Magic, all that shit, bro. And then switching it up for All Eyes on Me. You know what I mean? Like it was a complete different contract.
Different lanes.
Yeah, and when I got
lanes, man.
Pac himself say that he got his game from Oakland. He was raised in New York. He lived in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? But his game he got from Oakland. He literally, I got that on it. Oh, you look at my YouTube shorts. I got that with him saying that in his own. So I mean, it makes sense.
Let me give a shout out, a rest in peace to my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Furley Ghost. You know what I mean? AKA the
motherfucking Dre.
You know, the Immaculate Mac Dre, you know what I'm saying? The Romper Room crew. All right, so let me say rest in peace. My chills just went down my fucking spine saying this shit to say rest in peace to my brother Jacka too. Jacka was Jacka, I met Jacka, Burner together.
Rest in peace to Shahid Akbar, man.
Akbar, right? So
let me change my avatar for that.
Now let me just say this. At this time, when I get to the Bay Area, right, I'm fucking the bitch up there. I got a little situation going on up there, right? But the music, so I meets Jack, I meets fucking Dre before he died. I meets I meet everybody. I meet the whole everybody. I meet everybody at some point. You know what I'm saying? Guys that I didn't know about because back then I knew about like Drew Down. You know what I'm saying? Like me being from the East Coast, I didn't know about the culture. I didn't know the Lee Majors, the fucking the San Quins, the fucking Hajis, you know what I mean? So at that time, they had a mixtape going on called, this is in 2003, excuse me. It was called Hustler and Jacka, the Shower Posse. Let me tell you something, bro.
Yeah, I was just playing that about a couple hours ago. I got that album. Yep.
Shower Posse.
Yep, Shower Posse.
Nigga, this is when I'm running around with this kid with my nigga Messy Marv, right? Messy Marv is telling me, yo,
that's a wild boy.
Oh yeah, that's my nigga.
Boy.
Yo, we used to have a show, me, him, and this kid named Gary Archer and my girl TT.
Yeah, Gary Archer. That's Mr. Fab. That's Mr. Fab's manager.
Yeah. Me and Gary, and his wife. His wife is the editor, the chief editor from Ozone magazine. Me and Gary
Right.
And Mr.
done,
Fat,
done
and Mr. Fat, I mean, and Gary Archer is he's actually he's a romper room member too. Not to cut you off,
yeah.
but I just wanted to add that in there.
Now let me just say about Gary Archer, right? Me and Gary done drove across the country together. You know what I'm saying? That's my brother. But you know, because Mr. Fab, when he did his East Coast runs, you know, he was with me. You know what I'm saying? Like these the niggas that slept at my baby mama's crib. You know what I mean? I'm making room for 8 niggas from the Bay when I could. So
Right.
that's why it was like that when I went over there too. And I was being exposed to shit like that, like the Shower Posse. That shit took me there because I felt like the Dragons, we was the only niggas that really like them niggas, them the only niggas in my eyes that was like really lyrical until I actually got to the Bay. Because up until then, you know what I'm saying, I only knew about Yuck and the team. You know what I mean? I didn't know about all the other dudes that I eventually met and start
The
clicking with.
music, the thing with the Bay is the music. The vibe is not based on the music more. The vibe.
It's a
Let me just say
variety.
it
It's a
this way:
variety.
the vibe is not based on the music more than the music is based on the vibe.
The
Like
culture.
when you to hear the music is one thing, but when you get there and you see how it is, you understand why the music is the way it is.
You
The
want to know
culture.
something?
They see the culture.
Exactly.
Yo, I get there, these niggas. So you got Keek, you going crazy. What you know what I'm saying? I got my nigga, God bless the dead, Tracks a Million. He come from the East Coast with niggas. We all went out there together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Tracks a Millions was fucking with San Quinn at that time. He got him popping. Jay Diggs, you know what I'm saying? Like he was getting on the scene with Rick Rock. You know what I mean? I was out there for that during that time. That whole Thid shit,
Yeah.
Early Ghost, you know what I mean?
Just
You
to
know
keep it 100 with you, Tracks a Million is damn near the godfather of that hyphy movement. Now, it was other niggas involved. Shout out Rick
Let's keep
Rock
it
and other
real.
niggas that was involved. But Tracks a Million was damn near the nigga that set that shit off.
Yeah, Tracks a Million, and then Rick Rock. Rick Rock picked up on it, hyphy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hyphy, but Tracks was already, he was in the dirt doing it already. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and that sound, boom, 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 that get the scrapers going, that shit, yeah, that was Tracks a Million. He had a song called "I'm from the Hood, where it's good, Swiss and Sweet, Optimo, Backwoods, Jack up, yeah, yo, and the last song,
Jack went crazy on that shit.
nah, Jack went crazy when you knew when Jack when that Glamorous Life came out. That's when you said Jack made it. Jack
Everybody know us. Everybody know. Nigga, come on, man. That nigga.
Yo, come on, man.
That motherfucking lifestyle and that ooh Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Jack. Nigga, that shit was going so crazy in the clubs. Oh my god. Yeah, Jack had him going.
So
Jack
Mr. Fab introduced me to Haji. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And how me and Haji linked up is because one year we went to the Ozone Awards in Houston. You know what I'm saying? We goes out there, the whole Bay Area is out there because the Ozone magazine is a Bay Area magazine. Like he said, Gary Archer, wife, D, at that time they was just boyfriend and girlfriend. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like we hadn't been everywhere, all over the country, but at that time we doing the Ozone Awards out there. Haji ends up in a room with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just a bunch of niggas, you know what I'm saying? Niggas, not everybody could get a room, you know what I'm saying? So I'll let Haji come to the room with me. And then that's how I meet Haji. That's a hairy ass motherfucking Arab nigga. That nigga look like
hello, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
So Fab introduced me to him. This one Fab was doing the Yellow Bus shit. And then, you know, I know all of them through Cuzzo Fly, man. When you talking about Monster Boss, you ever heard of Monster Boss? Cuzzo Fly, you know what I'm saying? Was and my boy JJ from the Rich. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They out here.
Yeah, man. It's been so many connections in this game. You feel me, on some entertainment shit, on some money shit,
and let me
on
say
some
this to you,
networking shit.
Calico. The East and the West has always like low key, even no matter whatever been happening, we always like from the streets. You know, we ain't talking about the rapping niggas that got to do the check-in type of shit. I'm talking about when you see Short Dog, you don't see no security. When you see Yuck, you don't see no security. When you see like anybody from that's big from the Bay, you know, the Richies, whatever. I've been around all of them. You never see security, man. The Bay has is one of the rare cities, areas that get love wherever we go. And them niggas are the reason why I know how to move around the country. Directly, Richmond niggas took me up under the wing and took me all over the country around the pimps. You know what I'm saying? I done played the strips. I done did it all. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody familiar with Cuzzo Fly would know that's like my brother. He's the glue. Me and him is the glue to that West Coast shit. Because when they came to the East Coast, Calico, like I don't care who it is. Yeah, I'm going to the airport. If I'm not there, even when I was in jail. Like some of these niggas is family with my niggas because I was locked up, but the carpet was still extended. So when I came out, I caught up with niggas, whether they was like in Ohio or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm talking about is niggas is constantly on the road. You know what I mean? Like you talking about 8 months out of the year, it's like, yo, Mac, we gonna be here. And that's what I've been doing for the last 20 years, bro.
Pushing the line. Man, that's what it be. Niggas be pushing the hard line, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Learn the game. I mean, yo, bro, you could. Yeah. I'm a New York nigga that thought I knew it all until I went to up there. And when I was bringing
Richie Rich is the epitome of an East Oakland nigga, and he wasn't signed to Ghazi. That nigga was signed to motherfucking Russell Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of West Coast niggas like that. Exhibit was like that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Warren G was signed to Russ. You know what I'm saying? It's always been just like Busta Rhymes was signed to Dr. Dre. Like it's always been a bridge built by motherfuckers that was taller than the normal motherfuckers who was baited in with that East Coast, West Coast shit. Like the niggas that was bosses was making money. That never stopped East Coast niggas that was tied in from fucking with the West Coast. A lot of East Coast niggas that's East Coast legends live on the West Coast.
Well, we had to be specific here, right? Because there's a reason behind this. It's the culture, right? You know, so when the Crippin' and Blood, shout out to my Crips and my Blood niggas though, but when the Crippin' and Blood was spreading its tentacles, man, you know what I mean? It didn't include the Bay because of us being a home of the Panthers, man. And we had and our politics is different, and based on the fact that our politics influenced that shit, you know what I'm saying? We're fools allowed to become a part of something that we influence, so it didn't come to us. You know what I'm saying? New York, basically the same thing. Had their own culture, had their own shit until a certain time. You know what I mean? Where it wasn't up there. So for those cities that didn't have that historically, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course, you know what I'm saying? And based on that, you know, that culture, you know, we connected on that. So when we talk about that, you know what I mean? Yeah, the Bay Area in particular, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because LA and shit, they relate with people on a different level. The way they relate with people and the way we relate with people is on two different levels. In totality, you know what I'm saying? It's a totally different vibe for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? So what McMean is talking about, that's a cultural bond. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean? Like it's similar. I think we talked about this before, McMean. I think we built on that before.
I said it before. I was like, if you had to lay out not even just the Bay Area, but Oakland in particular, and was to hold that as a comparison to the boroughs, to me, East Oakland would be like a mix between Brooklyn not Brooklyn niggas, but Queens niggas and Harlem niggas. West Oakland is definitely Brooklyn niggas. And North Oakland would be more like Staten Island niggas. You feel what I'm saying? It's like it go down over there, but it's still spots over there nigga can go tuck off on. And knock you a little square broad or whatever and kick back. But don't fuck up and mistake East North Oakland like it's just one of them sweet spots, nigga. That you feel me? Just like Staten Island is the home of the Shaolin. North Oakland, as quiet as it may seem, is also the home of Ice City, Bush Ride. So you got that. So that's how I always like to compare that, because even it's certain parts of West Oakland that was considered the Harlem of the West back in the days, like in the Chitlin Circuit days.
You talking about the Little Bottoms?
Yeah, 7th Street.
Yeah, that's the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, everybody from Aretha Franklin to Louis Armstrong to James Brown and all came from. All black owned.
The thing about it, the black community originated in West Oakland. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they came out here, you know, when the military bases, they had the Pullman Porters, the trains and shit. You know what I mean? All of that originated in West Oakland before they branched out to the east and to the north and all these other places, man. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So West Oakland, turf-wise, West Oakland is 100% black turf. All the neighborhoods in West Oakland are black. Whereas East Oakland, they got some Mexican hoods, they got some Asian hoods, and North Oakland, they got like a lot of white folks and etc. West Oakland, I mean, historically, it's neighborhood is all niggas. Yeah. That's why it's called the grimy side. Anything that have all niggas is considered grimy. That's just the world over.
Hey, let's put it like this. Any city that you go to and they got a Martin Luther King Street, that motherfucker
that's my hood.
Exactly. That motherfucker finna be in the blackest part of the city.
Hell yeah. Yep. But I appreciate shout out to everybody that's tapping in, man, and watching the live stream, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm streaming on also on Facebook. Also on Facebook, yeah, like, share, subscribe to your guy, man. You know what I mean? Share this motherfucker, man. We chopping it up. You know what I mean? We segueing around, you know what I'm saying? Relating, you know what I mean? We got the Bay in New York on stage, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know it's a lot of education on here, man, for people to catch on, man, because y'all need to be asking questions, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, you know, we're talking lightly on some, you know what I mean, on some, this Mac Mean is all over, man. He ain't just some New York nigga, man. You know, he's a national nigga, man. He's a national figure, period. You know what I'm saying? Respect. You know what I mean? This man, that's what respect do. Young Noble had a lot of respect in the back. That's why we talk about all the outlaws, but Young Noble in particular fuck with a lot of artists. He's on a lot of, especially JT the Bigger Figure. You know what I'm saying? You know, he has a lot of history in the Bay Area, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Tupac. You know what I'm saying? A lot of history in the Bay Area. You know, for people who don't know, you know what I mean? They moved to the Bay, particularly Marin City, because they wanted to be closer to Geronimo Pratt, you know what I'm saying, who was in San Quentin at that time. You know what I'm saying? And Marin is right there, you know what I mean? So that gave him his introduction, you know what I'm saying, to a whole nother world that changed his life around forever, man. And history, it is where it is now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't noticed until just recently doing my homework, but my Young Noble, you know what I'm saying, is actually considered a California nigga. I thought he was a East Coast nigga though, but you know what I mean, he spent a lot of his life in California and Rancho Cucamonga, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you know, like, but he had a lot of love out here, you know what I'm saying? And just regardless of where you from, you know what I'm saying? The outlaws be loved the world over, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we will always immortalize them dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? But this shit right here, man, you know what I mean? Just to bring it back home, you know what I mean? No, we can't accept it. We can't accept what they giving us, man. We can't accept what they giving us. And look, Mac Mean, Calico, they just gave y'all the receipts. You know what I'm saying? Go and watch this video over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And go, man, look, these niggas hopped on Google Maps, man, and showed me shit that, man, that we all should have saw from those, at least had passing references, man, from those, man, who's supposed to be giving us the facts, man. You know what I'm saying? This is why we ask questions, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't sitting here trying to solve no crime. I mean, because I know when niggas make a valid point, nigga, a lot of YouTubers try to be investigator. No, I'm not here to be an investigator. That's not my objective at all. My objective is, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Don't tell me no bullshit that don't make no sense. Nigga, I'm asking you questions. You know what I'm saying? Don't come tell me that this man killed himself, man, and think I'm just gonna go on that and just accept that, nigga. No, nigga, that's a loss, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's a loss to us, nigga. You know, nigga, nah, nigga. So that's what this is about, man. So share this motherfucker. Like, share, subscribe to your guy, man. You know what I mean?
It's a fact. It's a fact, man. You know, I mean, like I said, no suicide is not above or you know beyond anyone. So
Hey, bro,
we're not
my bad, y'all.
we're not saying that it's impossible for it to have had happened and played out the way that they say that it did. All that we're saying is for the purposes of closure. It's certain shit that wasn't included and certain shit that wasn't pointed out and highlighted. And this is what spurs on more questions because you're not given enough answers. We shouldn't have
I'm just gonna say
to bring more closure to the shit that's been talked about than the people whose jobs it is that the motherfuckers that's responsible for doing it.
I'm just gonna make an odd statement. I don't believe it. I don't believe he killed himself, and I don't believe they facts. I don't believe it happened like that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe young Noble was suicidal. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe he'll leave his wife and kid defend on himself in such terrible fashion, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no history. There's no reports about him and his wife having a bad fallout. There's nothing. I mean, that's just not this. I mean, and I don't want to put that on her because she has to deal with she's dealing with shit. So I ain't gonna add paint where it ain't. But I'm saying what we don't hear. We ain't hear nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just saying, you know, they got to tell us more than what it is, man. It don't make sense. So you have three thinkers on this stage, man.
Hey, I gotta get ready to tap out. Man. I gotta go walk these dogs. You know what I'm saying? So always a pleasure, my brothers. You already know, man. Always a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tap into that song. Mike got my information back there. Hit me.
Yeah, you gonna hear from me soon, bro. I'm gonna hit you today. Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
All right.
Yep. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. I mean, that's what spurs on more questions is when a motherfucker feel like they don't get enough answers, man.
Yeah, I mean, especially not like a lot of this shit that I hear on YouTube, man, or just in general, man. I just breeze by because I don't give a fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is something I care about. You know what I'm saying? Something I care about. You know what I mean? You know, there's somebody I wanted to get on the platform. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get Pharaoh's daughter Ferrari on here. You know what I'm saying? That's something to stay tuned about. But if I do get her on here, man, I'm not gonna be. Don't expect me to be going into no deep shit with her, man, about the particulars, man, of the lifestyle of Pac and them. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she wasn't around for that shit. You know what I'm saying? My questions is going to really center around by her life as residually having to grow up. You know what I'm saying? In light of the way shit unfolded. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what this goes around, man. And I will hope that the people that's bombarding her with all these questions right now and all the shit that they're getting at her about, you know what I'm saying, will be mindful that that's somebody that's in pain right now too, from losing young Noble, especially. You know what I'm saying? You know, because he was the only outlaw, according to her, he was the only outlaw, man. You know what I'm saying, that reached out to her, man. You know what I'm saying? After the passing of her father, man, and you know what I mean, that's coming from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? Somebody had told me that it's potentially throwing shade on Edie. And man, look, check this out. Let me tell y'all something. For one, I can get two fucks less about what a motherfucker think. I care more about what I know. You know what I'm saying? And what the facts are. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't know these dudes had their own problems, man. That shit is public fact and it's been notorious. I'm not touching on it. I'm not in that. This woman said out her own mouth that only one of the outlaws reached out to her, man, and he's no longer here. You know what I'm saying? He's the only one that she called her uncle. She didn't call none of them other brothers her uncle. You know what I'm saying? That is a badge of honor that she extended to that man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we have to consider that. We have to look at that. We can't gloss over that. You know what I'm saying? So inshallah, you know what I'm saying? If I get on the platform, that's what it's gonna be about. You know what I mean? Her, you know what I mean, the way she's had to fare on that, you know what I mean? You know,
Right.
period. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna be I'm not my objective here is not to utilize this to as no stepping stone in there, man. I am a member of the hip hop culture just like all of y'all. And being that I'm a content creator and I cover this, you know what I'm saying? I would be off my game if I didn't cover it, man. You know what I'm saying? But cloud chasing ain't allowed on this platform, man. You know what I'm saying? So and we ain't gonna be building on no bullshit. We ain't gonna be spreading no false shit on nobody. Period. But you know what I mean? When we talk about shit like this, man, we gonna go on with the facts shows us. We gonna follow the facts. Period. That's all you can do is follow the facts, man. You know what I mean? But don't think that you can tell us something, man. We just go on it, man. Like we just some, we just some nerd ass niggas, man. No, we way faster than you think, nigga. You know what I mean? This some Usain Bolt, Gatlin type thinking up in this motherfucker, man.
Off the starting block, nigga.
Yeah, period. Out the blocks, nigga. You know what I mean? So don't go fooling yourself, man. You know what I mean? But we have things that we represent that we're a part of, man. So I'm gonna take this time out, you know what I'm saying, to get salutations, man, and acknowledgement to it. And I'm gonna start off with my brother Keith, since I think he's still in here, you know what I mean, to Crowded Music Streaming, to which, you know what I'm saying, I am a member on that platform, man. You know what I'm saying? Keith, if you still in here, put the Crowded link in the chat. You know what I mean? So I highlight it. You know what I mean? So all your artists and content creators, man. You know what I'm saying? Hop on the Crowded platform, man. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have Keith on here in the near future. We're gonna be talking about the Crowded. I'm gonna inshallah, I'm gonna be able to bring Kelly Cash back on here so he can you know what I mean, let y'all know more about the Hater Proof brand. You know what I'm saying? You know, get y'all some of that Hater Proof merch. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Octavius Miller, I want to get him back on in the near future, man. To let people know about the West Coast Hip Hop Awards is coming up, and you know what I mean, for the artists that potentially get a part of that. Mr. Ken Ivy, Pimpin' Ken, you know what I mean, come back on here and we're gonna talk more about the hip hop fraternity. You know what I'm saying? I'm linked to all of those things right there, man. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, man, you know, I'm pretty sure you told all of us, man, some, you know what I mean, some things that we gonna be doing a co-project on, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, shout out to you, man. Regime Mob, man. You know what I mean? Shout out, man, to everybody to support me, my brother Calico, who, you know what I mean, who fuck with the Ghost Regime, man. You know what I mean?
Fact.
This shit is real. You know what I mean? It's real in the field. You know what I mean? So, Calico, you got anything you want to, any shout out you want to give before we get about this motherfucker?
Man, as always, usual, man. Peace and blessings, manners and respect to the brother Mike Ascari, and we appreciate you for opening up your platform for us to come and build, learn, and teach. Shout out to the whole Dragon gang, man. You know what I'm saying? Regime Mob, man. You know what I'm saying? The Fire Breathing Dragon, the great name Gooch. You know what I'm saying? Shanique with a sis. You know what I'm saying? Lady Divinity Network. Go there. You know what I'm saying? Erica, Miss Mozzie OG. You know what I'm saying? The whole motherfucking team. Mac Mean. The whole team, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always a treat when real players meet. We definitely gonna be pushing out a whole lot more content. You know what I'm saying? Crack the gates for that brother Ascari Mike, man, so we can come on home and get this shit going. And hey, man, again, salute to you, my brother.
Man, no shit, man. I couldn't put it no better than that, man. You know what I mean? This family, man. This family shit right here, man. You know what I mean? You know,
Absolutely.
It's an honor, man. It's minimizing it though. But having said that, man, rest in peace, man, to Young Noble. You know what I'm saying? May Allah shower his mercy upon him, man, on his grave. May Allah grant ease to his wife and their child and to his family, man. You know what I mean? And extension, man. You know what I mean? To my greetings and man, well wishes. You know what I'm saying? Inshallah, man. To of course, the Machiavelli, the Don, man. Long live him. Long live the Yacht. Long live Hussein Fatal. You know what I'm saying? Long live Big Psych, man. You know what I'm saying? We go keep it on y'all motherfucking mind, man. Yeah, Gaddafi, man. We go keep it on y'all motherfucking mind, man, until y'all do right by us, man. We ain't about to just accept what y'all. We ain't smelling what y'all selling, man. As my nigga Nino boy say, man. You know what I'm saying? We go keep it on y'all mind until y'all come right. Y'all ain't about to just keep that. No, this is one thing we ain't accepting that, man. I'm not accepting it. Period. I don't give a fuck who feathers it ruffle. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Period. You know what I mean? Yeah, shit'll get off the pot, nigga. You know what I mean? But you ain't, you know what I mean? You ain't gonna touch on this and think you just go say something to a nigga and we just go, we ain't going on that. I can't speak for the rest of them niggas. I'm not the rest of them. I'm not like them. I'm me. We are us, nigga. That's what make us distinct from the rest, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And those who know better do better. Period. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be doing justice if I wasn't doing exactly what I'm doing right now, man. People have expectations of me, man. You know what I'm saying? I am a Bay Area vanguard, man. I represent a function 415 Kumi, man. Knowledge, unity, motivation, intelligence, man. You know what I'm saying? We push this nationally, internationally, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And, this is an application of that, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the true. Shout out to all the sincere, man. You know what I'm saying? May Allah grant you prosperity, man. You know what I'm saying? And having said that, man, salutes, man. I see y'all on the next one. I love you, bro. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Love and respect, brother.
I get the sexing and flexing with this bitch at the room, the best western. She get the stressing, this nigga concealed the Smith & Wesson. Read you needy bottle, got a cup on my dope from Chicanos. Break red like